mountains, and it's time for some morning motivation. Boom, baby, boom, rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. Your host with the most is Marky saying every morning I wake up and I'm rising and shining. I'm even getting the reflection of the sun actually in the mirror. I was like, what the fuck is that blinking at me? It was like literally in the perfect little spot. There it is. You see it starting to reflect from the sun, and the sun is starting to reflect through me right here, rising into the mountains, as you can see. Let's all rise together into recovery. You know, if it isn't about sobriety or um, relationships, we're all going to have to find this shine. And this morning, I hope you get some healing like I have and reach active phase, because that's what Saints Addiction is all about. Boom, baby, boom. You know, it's not easy to suffer from heartache. It's not easy to recover from some losses. Yeah, see, like you can see the sun starts rising on the porch. See, it starts lighting up. Hopefully, you can see it. This is my last day here, last Sunday. See, I told you it was reflecting in the sun. There you go. You see that? Yeah, you can see the reflection in the mirror, but yeah. Anyway, so the sun is rising into the top of the clouds, and I've been here for almost 6 months, and I love hearing the monkeys raise up in the morning. I love hearing the insects make their noise, and I love sitting here in the fresh air in my underwear and take on the world. As we do in life, you're gonna have to take on the world and figure yourself out and make shit happen and all this other good stuff. Fuck. Come on, help me out. Little help. Little help. Fuck. So why do we have narcissistic rage? I'm about to play a video for you. If the YouTube works from this location while I'm in my Lotus. But first, let me put you on some notice. It's not your fault. If anybody's ever seen the movie Good Will Hunting, it's not your fault. When Will was getting beat by his foster parents, he had a breakdown with Robin Williams' character, and he's just like, "It's not your fault." He's like, "Yeah, I know. It's not your fault, Will. It's not your fault, Mark. It's not your fault, Sarah. We have been raised under difficult situations. Yes, you can even get my empathy in this, but you're also got to be burnt on it too. We are responsible for our actions. We are not responsible for what's happened to us. It's only responsible for how we respond. And in our little 4-year-old, 8-year-old minds, when all these traumatic events were happening, either sexual or abusive, when these things are happening, we set up a self-defense mechanism. Like, I can put walls up in my head, I can view things black and white as I need to see them and survive, right? You cannot thrive because you're going to only be in survival mode, but you're going to thrive, right? Survive. And that's a survival technique, right? This is something that you do when you're a child, when you are completely out of whack, and usually it comes from the parents. See that? Told you. Hear the monkeys? Told you. I'm gonna miss that sound, being in the rainforest every morning and seeing the sun rise through the trees. I'm just trying to accept it on a blessed Sunday and heal. This is narcissistic recovery because I had never really dated someone before. Even if I assumed that I was the narcissist, I always assumed that the other person was getting it wrong. So this is why I never seeked out therapy or ever face the music. A lot of us want to put it on other people and be like, "You're the reason I acted the way that I did." Turns out that's not the reason it's happened. I'll play you this video soon enough, but that's not how it happens. We narcissistically rage only on people that are closest to us, only on people that shatter our illusions of ourself and our self grandeur. They don't add up to what we thought was going to happen. Me, I felt like I was more predatory, that she needed the supply in my eyes like a shark. She wanted it so bad. I think we both really, really were in love. There's no doubt about it in my mind. But childhood traumas, games being played, covert power strategies going on. This is how I knew, and I won't even use anybody else, but I've had my own notes this whole time. Let's see. When we were children with the unconscious conditioned was absorbed by us. We created belief systems that have blocked us from full liberation. Toxic belief systems creates anxiety, fear, and expectations. Only the expectation that is not being met, but everything is okay with the world. When the trigger arises, know your ego is under attack. Talk to yourself. Enjoy the moment. Breathe. Calm down. De escalate. Drop your ego. Be okay. Be human. The power of liberation. Healing. I wrote that. Right? So now, this is where I started to be like, okay, this is how this happened, right? Like, why did it happen? Okay, I'd love to see her and go, oh man, I'm so in love with her, and nah, it was lust. It wasn't real love. I can live with that. She's even moved on and had her rebound relationship. We're all good. I have another relationship. Everybody's healthy. We're never going to speak again, so I can't speak freely on my channel because this happened to me. I don't ever ask anybody to marry me, and I definitely don't go and get abortions that often, and unwanted abortions or any communication about the abortion. There won't be any human rights here, right? So as humans, we will treat the people closest to us only. We're not going to freak out in public. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep that vanity alive. We're going to keep that mask so you still think I'm this extremely nice person. All I do is care for people, except for the people that are close to me. And this is where the bridges get burned. You'll lose your temper. You can't help it. The reality doesn't match your dream world, and then you'll get pissed that the person's not perfect enough. This is where the hypercriticism comes in. I couldn't believe it. Every time I try to do something, it was just always back at me. Hypercritical. Let's put that down first and foremost. Hypercritical, bro. Like, nothing will ever be okay in your world, and this sucks to be a narcissist because now when you're recovering from narcissist, you literally ran all over the field trying to put out fires. You literally, let me go get the mosquito net. Let me go get the bathroom. Let me go get the sheets. Not enough. You don't love me. You're going to leave. And in that, it was a power dynamic. It's always about control, right? Who has control over the sex, right? I put that in here too. Where's the control at? Come on, Mark. Oh, there it is. No. Power switch dynamics towards all her all the time. Talks, sex, stonewalling, right? So what I meant by that is that bitch, do what you're supposed to do. This, I'm having a tough time this morning. Anyway, when you're a dominatrix for 15 years, you're trying to dom people. Do as I say, and then you'll get the goodies, right? If you Even though I gave you sex within the first 6 hours, hypersexualized you and love bombed you, and then disappeared and pulled away, which is another form of avoidance, which is also another form of narcissism. Is it's like, I'm sheltering myself. I'm protecting my little heart, and I did it too. I was like, you know what, girl, if you want to go be with your business partner, go ahead. You don't want to be with me, you want to be with your cat, go ahead, right? Like, this is before she found her next ex, her next supply, her next victim, because we're looking for other people to validate us. I'm not wrong. No way. That would require too much healing, too much trauma reflection, and no more projection. You can't put it out on everybody. Oh yeah, you treated. I don't like the way you treat me. That's projection. You can almost say that in any sentence that you want and just say it's projection. The truth of it is you're not supposed to take anything personally anyway. People are projecting left, right, and straight. They're emoting emotions. They're just all over the place. Every fucking thought and whim is fucking shot at you, rapid fire, and we have literally little time to really. This is how she blurred me. Is that I didn't have enough time to. Everything moves so fast that I didn't have enough time to digest the last. Okay, everything moves so fast. I didn't have enough time to process the last incident, whatever the incident was. God, I look fucking great right now. Yes, your boy's ripped up, man. I lost so much weight. It's fucking amazing. I've been six-pack abs at 44 years old. And I'm grateful as fuck. Let me hold my narcissism here for a second. Let me touch my skin. It's not all about you, Sarah. This is the point, is that every one of us is in this fucking world with the rest of us. And some of us have gotten in a beast mode. Some of us have lost 60 pounds. Some of us are the fucking skinniest I've ever been in my fucking life because I took self-control. This is going to be tough for other narcissists because they want to be in control of others. not in control of themselves. And this is where I realized I wasn't the narcissist anymore. I was like, wait a minute, I had instant empathy for some situations. Didn't even have to fake it. Do you think she'll ever have empathy for hurting me, trying to physically have violence against me, committing an abortion, or ever apologizing? Hell no. Hell no. Just like my mother, I've never heard a I'm sorry or an apology, or my father. These people just don't do that because that requires feeling that much guilt and shame. I know for facts I was about to hang myself naked from this bungalow because I was like, there's so much guilt and shame. I've lost another child, 2 in a row. I got physical. I was in my fucking mind till I talked to my psychologist, and she's like, she was gaslighting you, bro. That's not celibacy. Celibacy requires you not having sex with anybody and you controlling yourself. That's what a boundary looks like. It's all about your own boundaries, not the boundaries you keep on other people. That's a form of control, Mark. That's how they stonewall you. They don't have to acknowledge you. They don't have to talk to you. They can fucking just silent treatment abuse, and it's in a form of abuse, so that they can rile you up. They can take control. I only talk to you when I'm ready. I only have sex with you when I'm ready. Matter of fact, I can go leave with another man whenever I want to. You know, it's just like complete power switch dynamics that I was not going to play with her. Homie, I don't play that. I'm a grown ass man. These are my muscles. This is my life. This is my jungle. You were sitting in my world. I'm bringing you into my bungalow. I'm bringing you into my world with my friends to understand you. And what did you do? Act more stupidly. Whoa, whoa, day. That's what we happen. You're going to do stupid reactions and then like come out awkwardly and trying to tap my head. Let's see, where's the wait, where was it? Okay. Let's just go one for one because I'm losing track here. This is what I felt that she was doing. This is to kill a narcissist, right? If you don't empathize with her victim stories, then you got no empathy. So, right, she's got these really bad empathy stories, right? Like, this person did this to me when I was a kid. They're really over the top. You feel like these people are telling you super secret shit that they never tell anyone, but it's only to reel you in. It brings in that hero complex. You can save me. I haven't done the work to save myself, but you can save me. I'm so pretty. I'm a damsel in distress. Please come help me. The next guy is going to be my hero. She tried to label me as a hero complex, right? I think I have this message somewhere. Like, let me see if I can't pull this up real quick because this will be really important. By the way, I did get 3 awesome messages yesterday. 4 awesome messages yesterday. I'm going to play one of them for you because my friends are so fucking cool and they make me happy and things are going in my way.
Hey bro, sending you heartly regards from the Netherlands.
Thank you, Daniel.
Maybe we get a touchdown today.
Touchdown, sunset.
Probably.
Probably. What a man, bro. And then can I live real quick? Hold up. How about these messages I got from people today? Shout out to Gear 1996. She's been following me since Periscope. I'm shouting you out, babes. Haven't seen you in a long time. If you don't mind, Kenyetta Bibles, I appreciate you, girl. She said, I said, how you be? She said, good, and you? And she said, I'm set back to my hustle. She said, you are my hero. I said, I'm just a man. She said, hustle, and you don't care who doesn't like it. That's mad respect. I said, I appreciate you noticing, saying, and supporting. It's been a journey. Travel by Saints. You're my hero. You see that? I was like, what is going on right now? You don't believe in Marky Saint being a good person? I didn't believe either. This person totally shattered my 44 years of existence. I had to have my psychologist recover me and go, bro, that's only been 3 months and you only did about 30 days of that 3 months. It's almost like a 90-day, 3 months jail sentence because of some little small ticket, but you only did 30 days of it and you got out early, right? So I got out early of this relationship, and I also lost a baby out of it too. I'm about acting all cocky, but my sadness is true. You have to sit with your sadness. Sadness. You have to sit with your sadness. Sadness. That's her last name. Sadness. And they used to call her Sadness when they were kids and make fun of her nose. And then you wonder why she would go get a nose job. You wonder why she would get body augmentation, butt lifts, face lifts, whatever it took to lift up her spirit, to lift up her image, instead of doing the internal work and be like, well, let me get up in the morning and just go work out. My butt is what it is. I am what I am. No, everything has to be perfect. There's got to be more money, more position, a better looking dude, better looking everything. And this is why narcissistic people are never happy. When I was sitting there, I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty happy. Like I'm happy with my minimums, my little bungalows. I was even happy with the other sheets, bro. Like I was just happy to have a roof over my head. The gratitude is real. Other people want you to have gratitude over their grandiosity. They want you to be like, you need to appreciate me. You need to make me feel the way that I want to feel at all times. And if not, fuck you, fuck off. And then you don't get none at all. And you're cut off. And there's the control. The other arm drops. So, anyway, Corey Smith, shout out to you. I reached out because you are a nice dude and came to Yarvi and Pa just to see me when I was dealing with some heavy shit. And I appreciate that. So, I wanted to check in and see how you're doing. Boom, baby. Boom. When I'm showing off my exes, you can go to her OnlyFans, give her some money. You know what I mean? We're separate. You know, I mean, that's the reason she is my ex. I didn't want anybody to be able to click 18.99 and see my girl's punani. But that's what you can get, you know what I mean? And that's the way she gave it. So part of it was like, I can control this sex world. I can control I can tell people what I want to do to them in FetLife. I can only choose the people that I want to choose till some of those power dynamics switch. Till some of them switched with me. I'm not going to let you hit me. Facts, like just facts. Guy, girl, indifferent, little kid. You're not gonna go swinging at me at my balls. You're not gonna. The one time you got a free pass trying to kick my head off because I did technically cheat on you, right? Like I let you know I was gonna be with someone else, and I didn't want to be a part of your weirdo celibacy power control dynamic. But also, that's what it is a power control dynamic. And I have more videos to show you this. So let's just kind of click through here. That was just my other morning motivation. I got some really nice messages from some people, and I'm just grateful that it's happening. That I have done some right in the world, that some people do miss me, that they see how much hard work I've done with Saints Addiction, getting all these people to do their pictures and posting with me and all the things, man. It's not easy, you know. You have to fucking sit there and make it happen, and that's what I've been doing. I've been making it happen. The goal was to travel the world. Here are all these people, and here is that girl. Thank you. So this little beauty here was what I fell in love with. Now, we were at a pool table. She barely showed me any love. She barely showed me any attention. And anytime I wanted to express this, my dissatisfaction, I was met with extreme violence. It's like she blew up. She stood up out of the chair, grabbed her hat, almost left her stuff, and wanted to storm out. All I asked her for was a little time and affection. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I was the needy one. All of a sudden, I'm like, no, I'm used to it. I'm used to having this much amount of attention and affection. And aren't you? But no, that's not what you would do. You wouldn't do that at all. You wouldn't want to give more than you take because that would be selfless instead of selfish. Selfish people have abortions. Selfish people save their own ass, and selfish people will leave you high and fucking dry, bro. She walked out on me in that Bangkok night. Literally, we were supposed to get married the next day. I had a ring in my pocket. She already broke my heart multiple times. So by the time this was happening, she came back into my life after we broke up, after she left me, and I was okay and moving on to new things. All of a sudden, I'm late on the period, turned into a nicer person because she wanted something from me. And I'm giving her orange juices and prenatal vitamins and 3,000 baht. And I'll never see that money again. So that's just what it is. So, you know, you're going to have to live with it. You're going to have to live with some of your decisions. You're going to have to be able to live with yourself. And that's exactly what we do in life. We try to figure it out. You know, you want to figure these things out. Okay, so where's the list at? Okay, if you don't empathize with me with her victim stories, like how bad it was, and like why if your childhood was so bad, why did you continue in the sex industry? Like, dude, that's gonna fuck with you. Dudes are gonna use you, and it's not just you personally. Don't take it personally. That's one of the 4 agreements. That's why I'm just doing the show. Not just to her, but I know she watches the show. But even my other friend who's a dominatrix, it fucks with her. Now every dude wants to sexualize her. She can't go anywhere. She's in Lebanon, and dudes are grabbing on her ass and rubbing on her pussy. She might get sexually assaulted at any moment, or she'll come to visit a guy with honest feelings and think that they were in love, and all he wanted was a blowjob and just leave her and not hang out with her. She spent all this money to go visit him. The same thing happened with Michelle. You go to visit these guys, spend all these monies. It's not passport bros, it's passport hoes, bro. What? You're a hoe because your ass paid for the trip. He didn't even fly you in. You're paying to go see some dick. You're sucking his dick, and you didn't even get dicked out. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, what a fucking screwed job. You know what I mean? Like, this is these kind of incongruent, unbalanced relationships that narcissists create. And even if it was myself for a minute before I thought I didn't have any empathy, or I realized that I'm only triggered when people are getting violent with me, and I'm only trying to protect myself when it's happening because usually I feel like it's a threat. Now I got breaks. Yeah, thanks to psychology, thanks to my psychologist, now I have boundaries. I would have never let that shit happen. Listen here, homie, you have too much of a sketchy childhood. You have too much trauma. You have too much orbiters. I told her that too. I was like, and I walked away from her at the lunch. She was like, "You're leaving?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, as hot as you are, I'm sexy as fuck. I put my glasses on, bounce." You have to have some self confidence. If you don't know yourself, if you're a young man that's just trying to pick up a hitchhiker and you don't think nothing of it because you're an innocent, then you will get eaten alive by these narcissists. I hope that you recover. I hope that you see this message. I hope that you watch any videos that you possibly can, because this shit's really real. It's up in it. It's really real. But this is what I learned about her, and then I'll give her shout out, because she tried to tell me that I had a hero complex, and she wrote a really in depth, very introverted, very smart. So and told me that she knew what was going on. This was another thing that keyed me in on her narcissism, as she made fuck tons of what's the word salad, psychology jargon, even saying that I don't have a psych degree because I didn't know how to handle her ass. Right, bro. Like I didn't go to fucking school for 6 years and read the DSM 4, 5, and 6. Like, you can't be serious. But I was more searching for my mother. And look what I found, another narcissistic mother. You got to watch yourself, guys. Oedipus complex, Electra complex, they're out there. We don't want to say that we're dating our parents, but we tend to date what's familiar. So anyway, silent treatment is abuse and a way to control the conversation. Same like sex, right? It's gaslighting. Won't talk till you apologize. This is all a form of control. It's going to be on my tempo. Sex is on my tempo. The conversation's on my tempo. There will be no healing or meeting in the middle. I don't even know how to spell sacrifice. And that was another one that's on here, but I'm going to go through them. It's never enough. It makes you feel like a loser. It's never enough. There's like 1, 2, 3 things, but it was never enough. The bathroom wasn't clean enough, but her bathroom wasn't clean enough. This is where they become really big. What's the hypocrites? Yeah, really big hypocrites. They have double standards. Hypocrites. Yeah, double standards. Double standards. Double standards. Like, her bathrooms were horrible. She lived in communal housing and hostels, and I was just like, you made fun of my clean bathroom to this shithole that's got black mold since the 60s. Where you at though? Oh, I haven't scrubbed them yet. I'm so tired from the pregnancy. You're a fucking liar. I got so much work to do. Let me leave my laptop and run off with another dude in a Harley. Maybe you say you didn't sleep with them. I still can't guarantee it. You know what I mean? It's just all these. Is that rain? Anyway, all these actions started to line up for me to be, Mark, you can take your own fucking notes. Aha, Mark, you can make your own assessments. You don't have to just live in her world and what she posts and what she's saying about you. Nuh-uh. It's never enough. Hypercritical. It's never enough. 5:30 in the morning, running in the rain to go get her. In this other room, I remembered that there was a mosquito net. She demanded a mosquito net in the middle of the night. I ran in the rain to go get it. I'm like, who else does this for you? Who else paddles out to the middle of the bay with a kayak to come after you just so they can talk? You stonewall people so bad that they have to come after you, and then you frame it as a victim that they're stalking you. No, all you have to do is email these people. All you have to do is text these people. All you have to do is sit there and communicate with people. But you have so many lies and so much pain and so much cover up that you can't do this. You got to block everyone out, block your friends, whatever. They don't understand you. It's because of you. You have to see it that way. You have to see that you're the only common denominator that interacts with all these people. If you have to block multiple people, which I've done too, you know what I mean? I just felt like, I don't need no new friends. Nobody understands me. Right. You barely understand yourself, dog. This is why they can't understand you. You couldn't explain why you do what you do to anyone else because you didn't learn what you do. And that's what I went to education for. I had to understand this. I had to get in the research phase. You know what I mean? I was like, who is the person I almost married? Right? What's up with this Fat Life page and their fucking Instagram and their fucking OnlyFans? And you're just like, who, what? Mainly vids, Fansly, whatever it is. It could be a fucking multitude of things. You're a hooker. and you sold your soul so you can make money. And it try as they might, even my other friends, Dominatrix, Kimmy, and fucking Lily, I love you guys to death, but you also cashed in your mental health. This is what happens when you do jobs that you don't like or shouldn't be doing. Sure, you make a fuck ton of money and makes you feel on top, but she spends it all. It's just like fucking Mike Tyson. He'll spend it all, bro. You know, if you don't have mental stability, if you don't understand what is happening, then guess what, bro? You won't get out. You won't get able to see the forest through the trees. You will forever to see it the way that you want to see it and manipulate it, and that's just what people do. They can't handle reality, and I can. I was like this. I'm losing children. That's my reality. That's my pain. That's my shame. It's not all on her. If I don't put my hands on her, that she wouldn't have done it. Was what was going on in my head and made me suicidal. But that's not the truth. This is a person that had fully control over themselves, or less control over themselves, actually. And whatever they were going to do, they were already doing it. She was already handing me back my necklaces, handing me back my book. We were already breaking up. Shit, she left me at Bangkok. But now she's got this baby. And she didn't get a new supply. She didn't have a new guy to walk her down to the hospital, and maybe he paid for our abortion, her abortion, his abortion. I don't know. Are they together? I'm not sure, bro. It's her baby. So, well, whoever it is, a younger man, whoever's next, I need supply. My heart hurts inside so much that I can't handle it. I just lost 3 babies in a row. You're my next future husband. I'm gonna make it so. I hope so. You know, I think I genuinely, I don't want pain for her. I know this sounds painful because I'm attacking her, because she had directly attacked me, like literally, physically, and mentally and spiritually. But besides for the witchcraft that happened into my life, and the these aren't the drones you're looking for, and the hypnotism that happened to me, now that I'm unhypnotized, you guys, I really see that part of it's in my insecurity. If I didn't need my ego stroked and think that I needed a trophy wife like she was, and just be like, bam, this bitch is mine, she was never mine. She was 6,000 other people's. And Lord knows how many sexual incidents and misconstruities. Some people have bones and, like skeletons in the closet. Some people have whole graveyards, bro. A whole grave that I could never heal, and neither can a young man or anyone else. This is something you're gonna have to dig with yourself. Shame and guilt is a very powerful tool. So is appreciation and validation. You want to know what's moving you around like a fucking puppet? Next time, see how much validation you're getting out of the actions that you're taking. This is really important. You will see yourself dance, monkey dance. You're just like a marionette. You're just playing yourself. And these are where your habits are at. These are where your behaviors are at. These are where your reactions are at. All these things are you moving yourself like the puppet. And the more control you have of yourself from your subconscious here, your subconscious here, and your actual conscious gets your body to fucking do something. Gets your mind in action. You get to take control for once. I feel so much better now because now I have the ability to build my own boundaries. She would have never made it that far. I would have been like, I'm sorry. I mean, I really like you. I'm starting to fall in love with you. I appreciate the love bombing. I appreciate the sex. Everything's really good. But I've had sex before. It's not my first time. We don't need to have sex again. I'm okay with you walking away. Have a blessed life. Just like that. What happened? I'm sorry, but I can't date women that put hands on me. Right? First things first, and the first date, bap. Breaking down, I'm good on all that. Exhibiting your emotional instability and blaming it on me, you don't have to cry to go home. You didn't have to do it the night before, and you don't have to do it now. And maybe this new guy's not pressuring you the way that I did. Whatever, bro. My point is that you have to control yourself. This is what's so awesome about this. You have to control yourself. Silent treatment is abuse. It's never enough. Make you feel like a loser. You're a manipulator if you don't subscribe to their logic. That's right. I didn't believe that you should have a panic attack after a beautiful dinner that we've been together all night, and for it to end that way. And that's what drama queens do. I gotta put drama queen in here. Drama queens are always surrounded by drama. If it wasn't her, it was her mother. And if it wasn't her mom wasn't even sitting next to her. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Like, when my mom was around me, she's definitely sitting next to me, especially when we're all on the bench. And even her mom rejected her. So you can feel the amount of pain that you have of disapproval. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. Let me go get a butt lift. Okay, I'm still not pretty enough. Suck out the fat from my back and put it in my tits. Okay, I'm still not pretty enough. Let me go get a nose job. Okay, wait, no approval. When I take pictures next to my mom, we don't even look the same. What about our baby? What's it gonna look like? Well, we don't have a baby because you killed it. And when you rewatch this, you will have to sit with that. Not just mine, personalizing, but all the abortions. I have to sit with it too, dude. This isn't just shots at you. I already got shot up the club, and everything about it was real. Every fucking shot I got, everything that ever fucking happened, I took notes too, dude. You're not the only one that knows how to do it. And I'll give you your shot back too. Well, shout out the shots fired at me. Uh, if you don't subscribe to their logic, then you're a manipulator, right? They're trying to manipulate you to your logic, but they'll call you a manipulator. Like, man, I just don't subscribe. I have my own brain, dude. I had my own life. And luckily, I had some fortitude inside me to say, wait, this isn't right. Like, it's not right that you want to be poly and switch up things. Let me write that down too. Hiding, hiding behind poly to ensure choice. So no the one penis policy or whatever. It just literally means you can't tie me down. No matter what, I'll always be a free person. Even though I just moved in the day before, less than 24 hours ago, I just bought a bunch of stuff for the apartment. I will run off on a motorcycle with someone else without explanation, with dark black eyes, no empathy, struck down into her fucking bikini, grabbed her hammock, and ran off for 4 days. I have no idea where she went or what she did with who. Insecurity's my ass, bro. No one's gonna ever fucking do that. I wouldn't even let my kid outside the house if I didn't know where they were headed, who they were headed to, and what they were fucking doing. When are you gonna be back? Is it Tommy's mom there? Be back by the time the lights go out. You know what I'm saying? You're free, but you need to check in with me. She didn't want to check in with nobody. We'll see how that goes in the new relationship. Um, hypercritical is never enough. Becoming an emotional hostage to whatever emotion she was feeling at the moment. I called it emotional hostage because now I'm in a happy mood, everything's going good, and if she's not happy, you're not happy. This is a key indicator that you're with a narcissist. They don't mind letting you feel worse with them. You know, misery loves company. Sign them up. They don't mind fucking talking the shit with you, feeling bad, keeping their energy low. You will never see them apologize for their mood. You will never see them say, I'm sorry, you're right, I got to snap out of it. No, they're going to ride the whole emotional roller coaster and make you ride in it with them. This is called an emotional hostage, right? You didn't even want to be on the ride. You definitely don't want to be on their emotions. And then all of a sudden, now you got to deal with them. Now you got to deal with them. You got to go out into the sand and make them not cry. And then you got to have long conversations, 256 messages, and it's just never enough. Power switch dynamics, I already said that. Bathroom, mosquito net, and sheets. She wants to dom a man, so she got a boy. Yeah, go get a boy because men aren't going to want to be dominated, right? Men already have, I'm the leader. I know what's going on. I've been the oldest my whole life. I've had to take care of my siblings and walk to the movies and on Sepulveda Boulevard while we were kids, telling them walk 5 yards in front of me, not behind me, because somebody can come up behind me and snatch you up and fuck you up, and then I won't have the power to save you. You think it's me having power over you. When we talk about these dynamics as men, it's my power to save you. When you run off with another man, I have no control over what he does to you. You say he's your friend. What if it goes sideways? I have no idea where you were, with who you were with, where you went, and if you're safe. And for 4 days you just disappeared and you didn't let anybody know what was going on. So you can say your phone died, you can say you slept in. Narcissists like to use all these excuses. The fact is you simply save your own ass at every turn you can get, and this is selfish, and this is why I'll catch up to you. Compromise and sacrifice. Anybody? No? Compromise and sacrifice. She couldn't spell sacrifice if she was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's an integral part of any relationship. So is respect. Compromise and sacrifice, bro. I can never get her to compromise. She never wanted to. I think she even hated it. I said, teamwork made the dream work. She said, stop saying that phrase. It's toxic. I'm like, I'm always going to say this phrase. You're not going to tell me what to say and what not to say. Again, trying to dom me, what words to say, where I can piss, how I react, what my room looks like, shaving the sides of my face, just constantly trying to change me in her image. You're going to want to know about this because this is what these women do. I got a lot to cover, and this is my last Sunday here, so I'm gonna get after it, and hopefully some of these videos you get to see, because I'm gonna flip through some shorts that made a lot of sense to me. I need one more video from the girl that didn't load yesterday. She's just such a smart person talking about covert narcissists. These are my own notes that I was just like, wait a minute, this didn't add up, and 2 plus 2 has to math has to math, bro. Math has to math. Concerned about her image, high fashion, gotta be different, gotta control image on my YouTube. When I told her she left, I had a photo of her all passed out because she passed out because she was on 8 benzodiazepines and almost miniature suicide attempt. I'm not quite sure what the fuck that was all about, but lack of self control again. Um, Now she's stirring up in the pot, getting it all got, and I just had to fucking have this big business meeting, and it was important to me, and there was a lot of money, and she's popping pills in the airport trying to leave me. Again, another form of sabotage. Instead of sacrifice, they'll sabotage, especially if you got something important going on, like a wedding or a birthday. They'll supersede all of that. It becomes the Sarah show, even if it's your day. Concerned about her image, I've had to take that image down, she said. You know what I mean? Oh, I had high fashion. She always had to add the word high in front of it. Not just fashion, high fashion. And not just any kind of fashion, the ones she was a part of. And the ones that she did but didn't get credit for. And she had to let me know that that was her designs on a regular basis, even though she didn't do the work. Okay, no apologies ever, never wrong. Thank you, mom and dad. My parents are that way too. They're never going to apologize for the pain that they do because it would require them to feel deeply. It's a motherfucker, bro. Suppressing is a thing. You've been doing it your whole life. I'm about to do it right now. Check out the pain. That's what weed is. This is the last of my weed, by the way. I rolled a little joint just like that, but we're going to make it happen today. We're going to make life happen because this is so important. It's so clear in my mind that I can finally explain what happened for the last 3 months, January, February, March, and into April. It's now April, May, going into June. In less than 2 months, I'm already over this thing, but I'm still talking about it because I felt like I could learn people the idea of recovery. It's like, oh shit, I had no idea that this person was telling me that they love me, but at the same time, that's what she was telling the last guy, and how she keeps the victim stories rolling, and that's how she pulls them in. Every next guy is going to be her savior. I love you so much, and she puts them in a hero complex. I'm going to read her notes too, and then I'll play some video. Let's go. Really big hypocrite, double standards. All the time. You live in a dorm, but you're making fun of mine. Drama queens are surrounded by drama. Always, bro. If it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead. How else are you going to get attention? The weird part is that they use supply to keep away from the shame, right? If I have someone else adore me, like I just showed you messages of people adoring me, then I must not be wrong with Sarah. People love me. It does work that way. Because even last night I was like, I had a whole life before you. Relationships that did function without violence. I had to go on a list and put all the women I was violent with, and not bad. Like I put a grocery cart in the back of my girlfriend's heels because she was talking shit once. I feel bad about it. I had to lock up my girl's hand once because she was playing with my pee hole before we had sex. I was like, ow! A quick Kimura. Nothing to hurt her or anything, kind of like the quick headlock on Sarah. Just, I'm like that. You know what I mean? I'm ninja like that. Especially if there's pain and it shocks me. I'm like, stop. Not to hurt her and submit her and then break her wrist. That's violence, bro. That's a whole nother level of abuse I don't even know. It was just to stop her from putting her finger on my pee hole. It's not a toy. It's not a fucking Atari fucking controller, bitch. Some bitches don't know. Anyway, the drama queen, man, even if she was gone, she was going to send me pictures of glass broken on the floor from her. It wasn't even her. It was her mom's boyfriend. He was starting to trip. And then she's like, I got to get out of here. And just had to let me know about every drama, dude. There wasn't one day with her. You hear me now? Feel me now? One day with her without drama. It just ratcheted. She talks about her own cortisol level. It just ratchets you up. So nothing's ever right. Drama's always happening. And you're not perfect enough. I might leave you at constant threat. of walking out, disappearing. I mean, it was the full gamut, and I was just so spun up because she was so beautiful, and she told me she loved me, and then it's like, why isn't this matching? And then we get into a lot of arguments about it, and I was just like, calling it out, calling her out her bullshit, calling out her mood, calling out the truth. Saints addictions to set you free. Hiding behind Polly to ensure choice. Yeah, man. No man's ever gonna tie me down. I got father issues. My father died on me early. I had sexual abuse, and this is the way I control my environment. And people that I can't control get to see my narcissistic rage. I'm gonna play that video too. Hold up. So let's go into it. Sarah, the floor is yours. Let's go into it, shall we? That's not it. Messenger. All right, here we go. And we're off. This fight was brought to you by Miller Lite Championship of Beers. So I will go through this list. It was a Vox.com first person. Should I have kids? A baby decide start family parenthood. Kids child free. She was already thinking about an abortion. A way out. She was texting her friend and she's like, I'm going to take this list. And didn't know it wasn't enough that she chose me and asked me to come in her. Now she's got an option. Again, it's a form of control. Even if you get knocked up and you got checkmated, you even re-checkmated me and had the abortion, left me and never and no contacted me. Here we go. This is your no contact. I think I have to go through this process. Also reading a lot about narcissists, wanting to get married and kids fast. She talked about, all right, the day after she found me cheating, she came into this room and wanted me back. She slept with me. I had lunch with her family. She didn't even want to come up to the place. She did not have to ask me to come in her after this incident, bro. This is what made it so weird. She kept sleeping with me. I knew pregnancy is coming unexpected, but I had to make a promise to myself to not get into any mental or physical toxic relationship with someone who seems to be inauthentic with everyone else and are two-faced. Oh, by the way, um, just like his Gemini rising, these fucking chicks are crazy trying to identify me. I have a vlog. I have my own mind. I speak my own mind. I've been doing it a long time. She calls it a vlog. I call it a show about the truth. It's my show. I don't stick it to it. Morning motivation. Um, this isn't two faced. Everybody has two faces. She's showing two faces to the world. She's got a BDSM world she won't let anyone know about. Super top secret shit. You'll never know all the truth about a narcissist. They have so many hidden. Again, it's a graveyard in there. Toxic is you, dude. You are toxic, Sarah. Everywhere you go, every other man you've been with, like I said yesterday, this dude used me, this dude used me, this dude used me, and you hop to another dude, and it's always the next dude. 5 minutes of love, 10 minutes of marriage. It wasn't just me; it's these other guys. You're trying to put it all on me, but this is your toxic behavior. Even your friends have told me you got violent. You know what I'm talking about, and you blocked them. That's on you. You're gonna have no friends. And then you're going to have to sit with it. This guy's not going to work out. You're going to have a complete narcissistic collapse, and I hope you seek help. You deserve it. You're going to need the rest of your life to do it. All of us. This is what it is. Well, he does talking shit about me, and when he does that, I mirror back his behavior. That's not healthy, mirroring back, projecting on me. You're not mirroring. You're acting like yourself. That's you and your decisions. Trying to always that's what people do. They project upon you. You know what I mean? They're saying, I'm mirroring his behavior back. How about you act like you? How about you communicate? You don't have those skill sets yet. And that's why you were saying you're bad at communication, because you're avoidant. And when people are trying to date a narcissistic avoidant, you're never going to get the real them. This is what ends up happening. Because I feel I have to defend myself, me too, around you. And I feel like where is it? I feel like I have to defend myself from a one-sided story. I can't keep doing that our whole 18 years of our story. She's already talking about 18 years of like a prison sentence. You know what I mean? We could have had co-parenting. She lived all the way in Norway. She could have had a baby, been a mother, and had a complete, and had even money from me. She came out like It's cost 35,000 euros to have a baby in Norway. Do you have that money? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay, I'm having this baby in Norway, and walked away. Like, that was communication. Stonewalled me all day, got out of bed, came outside with her notepad, and went back inside. This is her form of communication. I can't keep doing that our whole 18 years of a relationship with someone who loves to diss people behind their back on the vlog. Dude, I was already figuring you out. I already had you figured out. I was already trying to separate from you. I walked away from you when you first came back at that lunch place. I told you this is unacceptable. You walked out many a times out of my place, just storming out constantly. I was like, I can't build with you. And the night after she caught me, when I went to go out lunch with her, I said, I can't build with you. We had like a 3 hour conversation. I can't build with you. Trying to marry you is like air. You know what I mean? Every time, I can change. Are you breaking up with me? She should have broke up with me then. She still wanted to be around me. I'm like, this isn't gonna work, dude. Who would you know he is truly is if he pretends he's something he is not in front of your face and then talk shit about you as you're batshit crazy? You are batshit crazy. We are all batshit crazy. Let it in, girl. We talk about it all the time in the red pill community, Rich Cooper and stuff. If these bitches are batshit crazy, that's their trauma. Do you really want to get into a long 18-year relationship that's had years of abuse and years of BDSM and God knows what on the internet so their kids can find it later? Is that mommy's face? Yes, that is your mom. She's not a mom. She made sure she's not a mom because moms require sacrifice. And she couldn't spell sacrifice if her life depended on it. It else has to be on her terms. And if it's not, it gets killed like our baby. This is what makes me batshit crazy. He plays games. No, I'm calling it real. There's no game here. You are batshit crazy. And if your person calls you out on it, stop acting fucking crazy. You might need to have to fucking calm the fuck down. If you're scaring people with your panic attacks, if you're constantly volatile and full of drama, people can call you out on being a drama queen. And I did. I said, you're a drama queen and you're batshit crazy. And guess what? All her friends agree with me. She's always pulled the same shit with them. Living with them, getting aggressive with them, blowing them up with these fucking long ass text messages. You're like, bro, my friends who experience narcissists say to me that many empaths get kids with a narcissist. She always got to play the empath. She's always got to be the higher thing. Maybe it's you. You're the one that talked about a wedding ring the day after I had when you caught me getting a blowjob on my own balcony and trying to go with someone else, and after you ran off with someone else, you don't want to acknowledge that you ran off with someone else. You only want to highlight that I wanted to get away from you. Oh, you cheated. You cheated first. You ran off with someone without explanation for days. The day after you moved in, you just been back for only 2 days. Oh, I spent all my time with you. Manipulation. There's you playing games. Oh, remember when I talked about open relationships? The worst thing to say to me when you're about to hop on a Harley and leave me is you're in an open relationship. Like, did you just say, oh, remember when I said I was poly and then just left? Could you imagine when you? Like, she wanted to dance with my friends. What if she started rubbing her butt up against them and he starts, like, I would be lost and incensed, but she wouldn't mind putting me in that situation. She wouldn't mind having that power dynamic to switch up anytime she wanted. If she wanted to, she could, and she did. And that's just what fucking narcissists do. What's good for them. Only to be pushed to a brink of suicide because it's too much games and I'm exhausting. And it's exhausting. You're exhausted from being that way. You're exhausted from being that way with multiple people. You don't have any coping mechanisms, so therefore you constantly in flux. You're constantly looking for another supply, and if your supply is not giving it, you're going to give them hell. And if there is no drama, there's no excitement, and it can never be perfect because you're always trying perfect, and no one is perfect. That's what Saints Addiction's motto is. No one is perfect, yet everyone goes around trying to pretend that they're perfect. She's over here trying to pretend she's perfect. She doesn't want to talk about her mirroring me or projecting upon me or the games that she was playing being poly or that she was actually batshit crazy and telling me I'm not myself. I have to go to Norway, and as soon as I get there, I have to go see a psychologist. I'm having suicidal thoughts. My brain's not right. I'm going crazy. It's like, yeah, you are. And guess who just showed up and started loving someone else in Norway and didn't go see a psychologist? She did. What I did was go get to my own psychologist, get my own boundaries, get my own understanding of what limerence is, what obsession is, being lustful after someone. That's not real love. Real love doesn't require me having to do all the work and always chasing after this person, either in a fucking kayak in the middle of the bay or or walking all the way to buy lawn every fucking time I'm trying to talk to her, or she's asking me to go there. I'm like, over the hill. You're gonna sit there and fucking stonewall me all day, and I gotta talk through a window for hours. I got better shit to do with my time. You know what I mean? And then to call me back the next day, and then to fight me on that day. Like, I had no idea I was about to get into a physical confrontation with this person. I was shocked at the amount of violence she showed me. I was just trying to stop her from running off, because that's what they do, avoidance. We're having finally an adult conversation. She can't even do it. She's sitting off to the side and trying to do this. She won't even look me in the eyes. I sat down next to her. She got up and walked away. Then she attacked me and tried to grab my phone and smash it. Girl, you are something else. So that's very exhausting. Okay, walking back and forth to your spot and you're not talking to me, you're exhausting. Okay, leaving me in Bangkok, but then showing back up with your drama, and I still have to deal with you. I had two pregnant women at the same time. That was exhausting. Let me tell you how exhausted I am from dating this girl, bro. I was just like healthy and happy. Dating a narcissist tried to put me into a depression, tried to break me down. Luckily, I've been doing this body and doing this work, but it was really fucking with me. You are on constant survival mode, mentally, physically, for yourself and your kids. You don't have kids to talk about it. Don't be a savior now. I would be loving my children. I would be happy and positive and influential in front of my kids. And even you said I would be a good dad. So I don't know what you're on about, but maybe you're on about it mentally and physically. That's all on you, dude. You're physically giving yourself some stuff. You're mentally playing games. If you had a healthy relationship with me or yourself, actually, and a psychologist and some of your past, it wouldn't bleed on other people. What Mark has to compete with is not me. It's the peace I have with myself. I wish he was peaceful. And from others. Since I met Mark, there has been energy disturbances, energy vampire, constant energy draining because of his attention seeking validation in an unhealthy manner. It's like I gave him attention, but not enough. He wants it all the time, all the time. Dude, this is what happens when you date an avoidant. They turn it on and turn it off. I'm like, do you even really like me? Like, here we are in a full moon, fucking naked in the ocean. You're rubbing your big old, my dick's hard and on your big old fake Brazilian butt lift, and we did nothing about it. It was totally against what I'm about. I'm like, make love. This is the only time we got. And for even now, I regret not fucking her on that beach. I'm like, it's a missed opportunity. I'll never get it again. It's gone. Decision made. And no, I didn't get any validations. I was trying to do my shower pic, and the one that my girlfriend did for me in Cambodia, and to do a side by side, it was an idea, and she was like, "You seeking too much validation." The other girlfriend couldn't wait to take a photo of me. She's like, "You look so sexy. You look so cute with your hat." Boom, photo, became world famous. I wanted a side by side. I just lost this weight. No, congratulations on the weight loss. No, hey, you still look sexy. You're hot. I heard that once, and all those compliments started to fade. This is what narcissists do: gaslight you, and then it goes away. Where's that light again? You know, it's just gas. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, by the time energy disturbances, energy vampire, constant energy drainage, yes, you are, Sarah. Yes, you are. I have to constantly go into the messages, 256 of them in one day, 86 one, 63, 125. They just all kept counting because I have two phones. I'm just like, screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. When I first met her, she was sending me so much fucking verbiage that I have a whole list of notes that I would just copy what she was saying just to kind of retranslate the amount of psychology and psychosis and especially the research I was doing. What's an Aquarius? What's an avoidant? What's a narcissist? I was just constantly learning. Instantly, when I dated her, I was like back to psychology school, and apparently I don't even know a psych degree, so yeah. And yes, I worry for the day I'm serving him, baby, 24/7. Many married women with kids say it's like that. Women have to be stronger than the men. Yeah, they complain when they have the flu. I don't get the flu. I don't get sick, and I don't complain. But you kind of trying to weak men. You're like, this uneven deal to her. This is what happens when you date a feminist. They're gonna feel like she's like, I don't even. It's not even my body anymore. You know what I mean? I'm mourning my future. There's a lot of women that still get to do all their dreams and have children too. But you don't want to sacrifice any of that. For you, this is too much. 24/7 loving someone, God forbid. And when I was showing the video the other day, we're moms. We smell like acidic breast milk all day. We're moms. We have to take care of the needs of this child every day. We're moms. This kid just threw up and I don't get to eat for the day. I don't think she would want to do that. I don't think she ever would want her hair out of place. I don't think she would ever want to have stains on her clothes or smell like breast milk. I'm sure she don't want to sacrifice her freedom to run off on motorcycles with other dudes because there's a child that needs her more. This is why she doesn't have children, and this is why she won't ever have children. It's just that she's not a mother, and she doesn't have the instincts to do that sacrifice. That's what she's saying. I'm serving him baby 24/7. You're being selfless. And I don't know if you know how to spell that, because all you know how to do is spell selfish. And that's the truth. Mark came here twice. My herpes breakout when he came here. Yeah, I'm your problem. First of all, I'm dating a girl with outbreaks of herpes, right? That means I could get it again. You know what I mean? I've already had it since college, so I'll admit it. But like I saw her calm down. She's, oh, I'm so worried and all this stuff. She would just get. This is another thing. If it wasn't celibacy, it was a herpes breakout. If it wasn't herpes breakout, she wasn't feeling it. And all of a sudden, I didn't get consistent love. And she's talking to me that I need validation. There wasn't any. You know what I mean? It was the compliment stopped, the connection stopped. And actually, when I think about it, let me add this to the list. Hold on, I gotta add this other one to the list. Uh, no physical. Um, what do I want to call that when you're cuddling with someone at night? She didn't cuddle with me. She never got here on my chest and cuddled up. We only slept next to each other like two separate human beings. I didn't notice it till now. No physical connection in the bed. She can bang me out 3 times real quick and then go home, but lay in my arms and lay with me, she wasn't about that life. And as soon as it was time to connect and do all those things, she did not want to be about it, because he creates drama and tension and he doesn't even think he does. That's you, dude. You don't even know that you do. If you can sit there with people and calmly have conversations with them, they don't blow up later, Sarah. If you actually acknowledge them and stop stonewalling them and pushing them under the rug, people aren't as mad when they get to them. They have feelings too. They want to feel validated. They want to feel heard. And if you fucking stonewall people or invalidate them, you're going to make them feel a certain type of way. And then you're not going to have many friends after that. So, he doesn't think he does. He doesn't see what he did wrong at the ferry airport, and he needs are so important that it's becoming like having an adult baby. I've been taking care of myself 44 years. You are the adult baby. Who the fuck takes 8 pills at the airport? While I'm having a business meeting, getting 100,000 baht, 70,000 baht in cash from my friend, 2,000 euros handed to me. We were going all the way there, and she's like, "Don't introduce him to me. It's not about you." And now my friend's talking, is she all right? And like, no. And she's bobbing her head and putting her headphones off, and Lord knows what she was doing, but she was in her head plotting her escape. And as soon as she could, she did and left. And I told my friend that. Why are you mentioning something that happened weeks ago? My friend said. That's just part of men, laugh out loud. For everything you said, it seems you haven't just dated a regular man. They all do that. It's like you just keep finding new and new things to not have that baby that are completely and totally irrelevant. This is her friend telling her that. You're not, let's go, you're not convincing me with any of this that this is all equals negates killing the baby, right? You're only doing this for yourself, to give yourself a reason to not keep it, right? You just aren't meant to have a child in this lifetime, apparently. You keep getting rid of them. You have a very, very dark and cold, non-existing understanding of womanhood in that essence and maternal bond. Not everyone is meant to be a mother. Shots fired. This is her friend saying that. My life isn't perfect. Blake isn't perfect. I'm not going to try and morph an adult perfect man in my eyes and image because I'm apparently better than anyone else. Yeah, no one's ever good enough with the narcissist. This is why they have narcissistic collapse. This is why people around them end up leaving, because they find flaws. Right now, she's in the she's gaslighting, or no, right now she's love bombing this kid. You're perfect for me. We have the same sign. God forbid that I'm 10 years older than you and I have loads of sexual experience over you. And oh, by the way, I'm going to sub you out. And in case you want to be a submissive husband, that's what this poor kid's going to get. He's just not, I don't even think he's 30 yet, and he's about to have another experience like me, God forbid. Yeah, better than anyone else. But he's trying. He's human. He's still a man at the end of the day. That's right. I'm still a man. I'm still going to piss wherever the fuck I want. All over my balcony, in a hammock on the beach, spitting if I have to. This is my show. I'm a man. That's right. This is real man shit. You're not going to dom me. You're not going to change me. Sure, I could use a little trim and I didn't mind, but I have my own image. You know what I mean? You got to watch out for that shit. Chicks try to change you, bro. They always try to do that. That's what the other guy said in the show. I don't have enough time to play his whole show. Oh, shit. Uh-oh, thunder. lightning. But I don't have time for to show another show. Maybe I could go 3 hours. I don't know how much time, how much battery I got. 36%. It might work. I'm talking this morning. It's my last morning here, and I wanted to get this all out so I can move past this, get done with this show, and start moving on to some other healing stuff that I've been doing and talking about men's rights and how we have none and how these women do this to us. Either they're going to make us a man and a father, or they take it away from us and they demasculate us. And that's what she does. She likes to demasculate you. You have no power over me. I run off with another man. My power in my woman, the love that I have, just ran off with someone else. The power that I have with each other, our connection, our relationship, you're dancing with another man. You are out of your fucking mind to think that poly works. You're just the side bitch. You keep trying to say you're getting your dick, but these guys are dicking you down, and then you're getting used. She fucking teed off on her in this one, dude. And I'm glad someone else gave her another fucking riot act that wasn't just me. So anyway, nah, he's still a man at the end of the day. Being here for me after we choose willingly to have sex and have a consequence from that. We both decided, you said, come in me. You made a decision to have sex with me after I already had sex with someone else, after we kind of were already on the rocks and you've been gone and you were practicing the celibacy game, even after, you know what I mean, you found out you were pregnant, you know what I mean, you still came back into the fold causing me trouble. Where's the medicines? And why are you putting a fan on me? And oh my God, the fan thing was just tremendous. The amount of anger and narcissistic rage that came out of a fan being put on her, you would have thought I murdered her, bro. You really would have. You would have thought I fucking gave her COVID straight away. She's like, I could get a cold, and 17 messages just going off. We did, and him choosing to actively care and treat me greatly, especially when being pregnant. Choose willing to have sex and consequences from that. What we did, and him choosing to actively care and treat me greatly, especially when being pregnant, going the extra mile many times. He won't even let me carry in groceries at this point. Laugh out loud. Same her. She was like, I'll carry my own bag. I don't want you to say you did something from me. I did do something from you. I gave you money. I tried to marry you. I've spent many a nights trying to fucking console you. I will never get that time back. Money, energy, attention, and time. She took all four resources, and she always will. I apologized and actually thanked. Oh wait, Carrie. Yeah, you want Carrie at this point. I realized there are times I snap his head off. He doesn't deserve that. You would never hear Sarah say that line. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve being tapped on the head in public going, listen, like I'm a fucking child. That's abuse, bro. I think that was the fourth time she put her hands on me. Anyway, he won't even, there's that. I apologized and actually thanked him because men are only seen for what they do wrong and never what they do right all the time. So true. Always crucified, bro. You didn't do for me. You're not making enough money for me. This poor kid Blake, he's showing up fucking unloading 28,000 pounds of ham in the cold locker, $20 an hour because he's got a new baby. The day after his baby was his first day of work, and we got to have a baby on Monday, go to work on Tuesday. Damn, dude. We don't even get fatherly maternal leave. We don't even get to start bonding with our own child. It's go to work for that kid. You only get to go home at night when they're throwing up on you. This is the prize that men get. We don't ever get thanked or apologized. All we do is get crucified. Thank you very much. You're living in a fantasy land, she told her. If you think you can have an absolute, where is that at? An absolute perfect man, right? No one is perfect. Saints addiction. These reasons you're coming up with are bullcrap. I can see right from wrong, and none of this is right coming from you. It's starting to seem like you are the problem here. You can go ahead and try to once again erase the consequences of your actions because you're so desensitized to a life force inside of you. You don't care, but you're apparently an empath and feel everything. This is your baby, and you're supposed to be a super empath. Where are your feelings now? But this will happen, and as you haven't learned your lesson from previous times. Yeah, bro, that's got her. My mom said the doctor right in front of me after suicide attempt. I don't know why she is so weak. You are weak, Sarah, and that's why you're gonna use other men, and this is why you're gonna hide behind plastic surgery, and this is why you'll never apologize because weak people do that. Weak people know. Strong people can apologize. Strong people can say when they're wrong, say they're sorry, and actually say they're sorry, and not do a Komodo fucking please forgive me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Ceremony with me. You know, she was crying really hard. I don't know why. I know why now. Because she owes a lot of sorries. She needs forgiveness. She's fucked up so hard that it's not even love anymore. It's apologies. It's just full on this. And also, by the way, here's her admitting that she's had suicide attempts. This is an unbalanced person. And if you don't do the research on the people that you're dating, if they're just a pretty face and you can't check their records, I mean, not to do a background check on people, but goddamn, dude. I mean, can we do like a DNA test or an FBI background check or some fingerprints or maybe a face scan on the internet so I know how much porn you're doing? Oh, God, no. That's horrible. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that. Here's her friend being nice to her. And that's what Mark said too. You're too sensitive. You have to be stronger. I did. I wanted her to be stronger. You can't be fucking collapsing after a nice dinner because you want to go home early. There's certain levels of control here, and you have to have some self control. Not the same, but similar. Okay. I was 17 and I got to a mental hospital for 9 months. That's how batshit crazy you are. I was calling it true, and since I was calling it true, she's like, "You're don't. I hate it when you call me batshit crazy." Damn, look at the grumbling. The Lord knows. The she was like, I was batshit crazy, and she's like, "It makes me feel like I'm gonna be a bad mom," and I'm like, "Yeah, because you're batshit. This isn't good. If you can fucking spend 9 months instead of having a baby, you spent 9 months in your mental health." Bro, I promise it wouldn't seem hard fine, get me wrong, but I promise if it isn't as it would seem, yeah. But I promise it isn't as it would seem. It's hard to find, get me wrong. Certain things you can be sensitive and certain things you can be strong, but suicide isn't a you should have been stronger. It's a thank God you didn't do it. She cap locks, you didn't do it. I'm sorry. No, don't be. Because if you weren't here, I would be saying the same tune. You didn't deserve that. No, don't be. Yeah, same with response to when I was being raped when I was younger. She said that life, which is true. Said that's life, which is true, but yeah. So now it's just her mom when she was getting sexually abused, being raped, just telling her, suck it up. And this is why she is mentally unstable. You know, when you have this amount of shade happen, you think you're the only one to get raped. Sarah, by the way, when I was a kid, the lady that would watch me when I was 4 years old used to put a popsicle by her pussy, and that's why I know the smell of pussy. By the way, you're not the only one. Everyone, some kind of way have been taken advantage of. Hopefully not when they were little children in a sexual manner. It's not just you. It's not just you. You think you're the only one with sexual sicknesses? If this was what was happening to you when you were younger, why did you get into the sex industry? Another decision made that will fuck up her mental stability. And you know why porn stars are committing suicide left, right, and straight. They did it. Now I see. And she just walked away. Her mom just walked away. Her daughter's getting molested or raped or didn't get protector. That's what starts happening. Your protectors don't protect you, so you become overprotective for yourself. You have to set up the narcissism as a protection mechanism to stop all these crazy things from happening. You set up your own world where you're only safe in your own mind, and that is not the world that we all live in. We're not all safe. Shit happens, but we deal with it. Most of us do. Most of us do. Otherwise, it's childhood trauma and it buries in us and only comes out of situations where we're in full on stress and anxiety. No, 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 that's horrible, awful. I did a pros and cons, Amber, like a professional master's degree relationship counselor told me to do. Professional counselor, like let's do master's degree. Cut it out, bro. Everybody can do a pros and cons list. Shit, my grandma could tell me to do a pros and cons list. You don't have to overdo it. It's more cons than can be solved because he is who he is, right? Instead of compromising with me, I'm the issue. So it wouldn't be that she would have to switch any of her whatever ways of doing things. It would be me, a narcissist. You made me feel like a narcissist. I thought for sure I was the toxic narcissist till I did that video the other day. If you can be accountable, say you're sorry, say when you're wrong, you're not a narcissist. If you can have empathy, real empathy, not sympathy for people like, hey, I'm a victim, come give me more attention. Just like, damn, dude, your fucking boyfriend died at 41 in a fucking river in Laos. Dude, I started to cry for her. That shit really fucking sucks, man. Like, your story's worse than mine. I'm so sorry. Like, I tell people I'm sorry. I cut it out of my thing, but I did it. Who he is, a narcissist. I talked to a professional. I needed to get help to understand since both of you sided. So she's mad that this girl's getting what I'm saying and not going into her philosophies of he's not perfect and you don't know him. He his way will damage my mental health and can cause stress and miscarriage if he continues being stubborn because he don't listen and wants to be right and find faults. You too, bitch, finding faults for me spitting, finding faults with my room. You know, the complete truth of what you're saying is on you. You've affected my mental health. You affected me with stress. And you're going to stress yourself to a miscarriage. You're just going to abort it if he continues being stubborn. I am stubborn. I'm a Taurus. You weren't going to change that about me. And that's because I have my own mental state. It wasn't like I was going to absorb into you because you had a mood. I can choose my own mood. And I tried to tell her that at the ferry. She's like, what he pulled at the ferry. I'm like, if you don't want to go, get off. She almost grabbed her stuff, pouting, trying to fucking cause a scene. That's like, no, we're not, I'm pull this bus over. We're not gonna act that way. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get to go on a road trip pouting. Not possible. Because he is who he is, narcissist and miscarriage being stubborn because he doesn't listen. Neither do you. She would sit there and process listen to me, but she was only using it to just write it down later. She's actually sometimes she would bust out a notepad while I was talking to her, write something down, and then close it, and not tell me what she did. Like she's got a psychologist. He is the drama queen. Okay, woman, I have a calm life, and for the most part, it's been calm for a long time because I created that calm. You have to create these calms. You're asking women to bring you peace. Who's bringing each other peace? It's not what you bring to the table. Woman, bring me peace. Bring me a pizza. Bring me a sandwich. Make me a sandwich. Mm-mm. You create peace. You create peace by not constantly bringing up drama. Either you have peace or you have drama. You can't have either or. You know what I mean? And this person always wanted drama. You don't know the kind of buzz you're getting. It's like drugs again. When you're addicted, the love, you don't understand how it's working in your brain and the neural pathways, and the same for stress. When you can't wait to kind of stay on that level, something always has to be exciting. They get so bored so easily, they can never be calm. They can never be okay. Nothing's ever perfect enough. And this is why you chase the roller coaster of love. Say what? I was like, I'm off this roller coaster. As soon as she rolled off with someone else, I rolled off of her roller coaster, and I think that gave her a narcissistic snap. I think that gave her an ego death because she was like, who's this guy that I'm so in love with and can just find someone else? No, I went back to the person that was being nice to me, the person that asked me how I was doing, the person who has never had a drama queen day in her life, bro. I'm trying to explain. This chick's so fucking cool. Michelle's an awesome person. Not only does she have both her parents, not only does she actually have a master's degree, but she also has self-control. It's amazing. Not having a woman go by the whims of everything. Having a woman say she's sorry. Having a woman ask me how I'm doing. What? You never hear this girl ever say that shit. Never. I had it all peaceful before he came into my life. Bullshit. When I sat with her, she spent 2 hours telling me how her friend called her narcissist and they were blocked out. Jennifer had blocked her, called her narcissist, said she was using Mo. Mo had paid for her whole trip to Thailand, met her mom, and she slept with them? Trifling, bitch. Trifling. Who's the drama queen now? You create your own drama and you have to accept that. You can't be sleeping with your business partners and then telling me about it next. Come on, man. And then, she was hyper vigilant on, this is before she got blocked. She was not only hyper vigilant about her image, right? Like these kind of things, but it was also, what was I just trying to say? Kind of lost that train of thought. But it was also not peaceful, right? So like all these other people were calling you narcissistic. These are people that knew you and you were really good friends with, and you're already blocking them. You exhibited no peace. You were already under drama when I met you. And for 2 hours, like, do you need a psych session? Because I charge $65 an hour. Do you want to go dancing? Luckily, we went dancing. Luckily, my friend had acid. That was all smiles. And then we came here and fucked. Everything was above board. But she can never have a day without drama. So by the end, when it was time to go home, I want to go home alone. Drama. Avoidant, not wanting to connect, not wanting to cuddle, not wanting to build the oxytocin, not wanting to get stigmatized, just always at arm's length, because that's what narcissists do. An arm's length, they can't let you in because it's too vulnerable, right? And in the reading, it says that he will struggle with that of listening and warns me about possible miscarriage. Many and even a professional psychiatrist in the Norway concerned about my health and my well-being. You need to be. And you need to not run to these little kids and try to use them as, he's my next. That's what you're doing. You're placating people instead of placating yourself. Instead of healing yourself, because if you were really healed, you would do that, You use other people, and this is how it happened. Yeah, she blocked her after this. This is crazy. Many of them, Norway, concerned about my health and well-being. As I said, I don't feel he is safe to talk to or being vulnerable with. Like I said, she's just already that way. I couldn't trust her. I felt like she was manipulating me the whole time. Her words didn't add up. Too much hypocrisy. And when I called her out on it, she lived in that fantasy world. No, that's not how it happened. Let me gaslight you back. That's not what I see. She would be say really exposing things to me. That was vulnerable. But he turns everything against me. I'm point for point on it. You could say I turn it against you, but I'm like a lawyer. I'm like, wait, that didn't add up. Your Honor, can you pull up evidence B, C, and 3 while she's being emotional? You know what I mean? Like, that ain't right. You can cry on the stand all you want, but this is like a court, right? You know what I mean? It's like a debate. You have to stick to the facts, just the facts, man. Like Perry Mason. He turns everything against me. He has the skills to do it with everything. No, I'm just have my own intelligence. Just like you. You're a very intelligent person. You know how to form all this together. You make lists of things of things I'm doing with my hero complex. I'm calling you out for your Electra complex. Your father died, you have daddy issues, and you're always trying to dominate men. There it is. You know what I mean? I'm just back at you, bro. Mirroring. Um, and he is not a man for me, right? By the way, she was still asking me for medicine, still asking me for money, still asking to talk to me. She could have fucked off. If I'm not the man for her, I don't know what date this was, but stay away. Stop coming back into my life. You know what I mean? Go off on that Harley, stay off. I said, you no longer live here. Just grab your stuff and leave me the fuck alone. Are you breaking up with me? I'll change. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. I am not in love with him. Boom. He can find a cave woman. Okay. Shit. I haven't been checking his profile and his vlog. Good. But you'll watch this eventually because you were hawking it. You were looking for anything that I would say about you because you're a narcissist. Instead of anything constructive, or when I called myself for being a narcissist over 2-3 years ago when I had the first abortion, they wouldn't do the research. It was all about what bleeds, it bleeds. If he's saying something about me again, my ex would do the same. Same. The other Aquarius. 2 years later, we're like, are you still talking about this baby? I'm going to talk about all my babies for the rest of my life. This is the breathing I had to do when she was like, I think you make a great dad. What if I kept it after a one night stand? I take it seriously. I take life seriously because I actually do have empathy. These are my children. These are your children. These are our babies. They're up in heaven and we'll never get to see them. They're all dead. They're all murdered. You're a murderer, dude. You didn't have enough love in you to keep it. You didn't love me enough and you didn't love this baby enough. And you never will. You'll always put it on the next dude and then that guy's situation. You said you loved Daniel. You were fucking him. You were crying in the ocean. This is another thing. Constantly, I gotta write that one, dude. Constantly comparing me to her ex, bro. Oh, he can handle me better. Then let him. That's what I was telling her outside of the fucking. If you got somebody that can do the job better, I hope you find him. And maybe you did with this other young man. But like, if Daniel, you were banging him and you killed his baby too. You almost became his third baby mama of other people's children because that baby's part mine too. You would have made me pay the 35,000 euros, and now all of a sudden, you need your rights. You're constantly comparing me to your ex. That's toxic. And I knew it. She wanted me to have a conversation with him. Hey, buddy, how'd you like banging her in the ass? I saw it on OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like, good work. What do you want me to say? You guys want to do some more filming for faceless porn? She's like, I don't want to do it. Like, because you wore out, dude. You're fucking doing this shit in the dirty, and now you want to know why you're not in love with me? I haven't been checking his profile or his vlog. God forbid if I hear him talk about our relationship only from one side of his vlog. Right now, it's not one-sided, Sarah. There you go. I'm giving you your opportunity to speak your mind. And I did many a times. I can see it from other people's perspective. This is how I knew I wasn't a narcissist, because I can see it from other people's perspective. I can empathize with it. I was in debate class. I can see the position, and I can admit it. I'm like, you're kind of right on that. You know what I mean? Like, if you some of these things, you're kind of right on that. Like the me not wanting to play mental games with you, you call them mind games. I didn't want to play your mind games. You're right on that. I would talk shit about you because your vlog, because my relationship was toxic. I had a way to digest it and warn other people what would happen. You already killed my baby. You already left me and I'm in disarray. You just fucking left the whole situation worse than you found it, like a storm, Sarah. Sarah storm rolled through here and just left nothing but destruction, bro. Nothing, and no FEMA to come back and fix it. Marky Saint had to do it on his own, but I got me. Okay? Been having me. So when you're talking about taking care of me as a fucking baby, grown baby, and adult baby, go fuck yourself. Okay? Go fuck yourself, you rude fucking cunt. Yeah? You know what I mean? That's how diminutive you is. That's how rude you are. That's how she would try to chip away at my self confidence. Fuck all the way off, bro. I am fine the way that I am. I am enough. And as soon as you are enough, you stop getting plastic surgery. As soon as you're enough, you'll stop looking for perfection. And as soon as you're enough, you'll stop projecting on other people. Uh, he only sees his point of view and he likes to assume things when he doesn't know a damn reconnect. I don't love you for your money. Bullshit, you don't. You're looking for the next best guy. The only guys you date have money or an opportunity. She's like, I've never been so desolate having a baby. It's such a poor condition in my life. I'm like, bitch, my mom's coming up with multi-million-dollar settlement, dog. We're about to be multi-millionaires any day now, and you're over here thinking about 35,000 euros? That's $1 million baby you just threw away. You just murdered $1 million baby. You're calling your other baby my baby because he's so much younger than you, and you're already starting to emphasize him. And then you put $1 million baby in your Instagram as the song. You just murdered $1 million baby. My mom would have gave you $1 million to have that baby, and you didn't even see it. And I couldn't even tell you because I knew you were after the money, and I didn't want to tell anybody any of these things. But I bet that's going to chop her high because any minute now I'm going to have to be very wealthy thanks to my mom, and she only wants grandbabies, and she would have paid whatever it took so she could have her grandbaby because that's what real mothers do. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? You just missed the gravy train. He doesn't know a damn shit. I was being warned in another reading to open myself up because it's going to be used against me. All you can do is be open, transparent. Fuck where the chips fall where they may, bro. But radical honesty has been tremendous for me. So yeah, I won't take him back. It's like my intuition got clearer day by day. Shit, I wasn't trying to take you back. What are you talking about? I was getting rid of you. I was trying to date someone else. I wanted to not be in your celibacy control. I wanted to have sex. I wanted somebody to ask me how I was doing. Really good sex, too, and actually cuddle after. You weren't doing any of that. You know what I mean? Here's somebody I could go to dinner with, not have a panic attack. Okay? Not once. Not once. No one has to deal with your shit. You have to deal with your shit. Even my PTSD, or me going to prison, or being homeless, or whatever else has happened to me, I can't rub it off on someone else, man. I gotta be solid with it. And even if you do have some trauma with you, find somebody that's gentle with it and with you with it. All right. So yeah, I won't take him back. You weren't welcomed back. You were actually moved out. Talking about take him back. Girl, I went with someone else. This is how narcissistic you are. You think it's about you and what you choose. I already had another girlfriend. I was seeing someone before you. We just weren't having sex as much. And then you came into the picture. Then you love bomb me. Talking about, I like you so much at dinner. I'm like, who's this holy hot fucking smokestack of a woman telling me she likes me? I hit the magic. I hit the jackpot. This is the lottery. It must be my $1 million baby. This is somebody that's going to fuck me. And this is what's about to happen. He does things I find very inappropriate, and then when I say it, it churns things that I do and say. Something side of the story. I'm just exhausted and have had enough. Yeah, you exhausted the fuck out of me. He plays this game of a Samaritan and people pleaser to take you back. Bro, that's called fawning, and it's something I'm not doing anymore to try to appease you. If I can't get you happy, you're bumming out my mood. It's emotional hostage situation. It's like if she's not happy, nobody's happy. And people like that. When they're around, they make everybody worse, bro. And you're just like, you're a bum, bro. You're a fucking bum of a person. Like your attitude is bummish. You know what I mean? You can't pick up that mood. You're tired. Women in Calcutta with 5 children are tired. You're uninspired and you got a lack of self-control. You don't know how to emotionally self-regulate. And that's a key thing for my new boundaries is, can she emotionally self-regulate? Does she suffer from depression? Because I can't fix her. No one can. Not even the new guy, bro. But it's all just a game. If you check Venus in Aquarius and Venus in Gemini from this Goliath guy, you will understand me and him are from totally different planets. For sure, girl. Because I come from the real world and you live on a different planet. He's a player and possibly a polyamor, but fakes himself into mono, but is a toxic polyamor. No, girl. I've actually had many girlfriends that I was completely loyal to. Didn't have sex with any of them. I remember Mary, we had sex for 3 years, and then I discussed it was coming to an end. She was being a Christian, listening to Christian music in her car, and I was like, what's going on? You're leaving the house to read the Bible every day and shower off our sex. That's what my ex did. And only at the end, when I slept with someone else, and I said, hey, I'm sleeping with this other person, she wanted to start wearing condoms, and she slept with me a couple more times, but that was the end of that relationship. Same with Tyrion. Till we started sleeping in different rooms, I was faithful to her the whole fucking time, and I moved out. There are girls I haven't been physically violent with. Shout out to Pivy, who's never incited me. She's just such a nice person. You pretend to be a nice person. Pivy just wouldn't hurt a fly. And neither would Michelle. These are really nice people, caring people, care about their family, have children, will keep their babies. This is what kind of people I'm dealing with. You, on the other side, you murdered 3 babies in a row and you want sympathy. It baffles me. If you come with fire, people will fire back. Trust and believe that. I am a good Samaritan because I care about people. Saints Giving, feeding the homeless for 10 years. It's my give back. I said I would always give back if I got out of this situation, if I could have this body, if I could have this life. If you can just give me a business, Lord above, I will always give back. That's the Saints Giving promise. That's my good Samaritan-ness. Not because you want to see it on Facebook or you might believe that I'm good or I'm virtual signaling to you that I'm a good person, because I feel good inside. I don't have it as bad. When I'm feeding the homeless, it gives me a chance to appreciate what I have. It's a gratitude feeling. It's like, holy shit, I'm not grateful because I'm feeding you. I'm grateful because I don't have it like you. That's how real that shit is, bro. And people don't get it. So yeah, totally different planet. I'm sure you've never fed the homeless. You might get 500 baht to one of the waiters, and I'm not even sure if that was your money, and I'm not even sure the money that you bought my shorts were mine, and that's why I gave you the money, because you bought all this shit for the house, 2,000 baht, and 1,000 baht for my shorts. Here's 3,000 baht. We're even. I bought as many meals as you have, if not even more. And then you're going to talk shit that I have open tabs because I was without money, like I'm without now, because I gave you 3,000 baht. I had myself budgeted. I gave you $100. I need that $100 right now to get off this island, get myself a taxi, and eat. But no, I sacrificed. I gave it to you. And what'd you do? You didn't even thank me. You're like, take this back. Take this back. Take your necklace back. Take your book back. Take your umbrellas back. Get out of here. Treat me like that. I was just like, I just handed you 3,000 baht and you're being rude as fuck. I just walked away from it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's the last time that's ever going to happen. That I go out of my way while somebody's being rude as fuck in my face, and I'm giving you money, and I'm giving you an orange drink, and I'm carrying it all the way from the other bay, and giving you your prenatal vitamins, and all you can say is 3 hours later, she finally mustered a appreciate the money, appreciate the loan, right? She know you're never going to pay me back, but appreciate the loan. No, it was a gift. It's not a loan. It was love, but you don't want to say that because that's how control works. He's a player and possibly a polyamor. No, I'm really good with women. I'm flirtatious. I've always been flirtatious. I have a player side in me. But what about all the times I've been celibate? What about all the times I've been single and sat by myself? She's never been alone. She's always hopping from lap to lap. She's the stripper. I'm going to hop on your lap. I'm going to get on his dick. This is why I don't get lap dances in the strip club, is because I didn't want her butt to go off of my friends and get all jealous like it's on him. Then it's on me. It's mine. No, it's not. It's going to the next guy. I couldn't handle that. And that's what she would do. Poly, sleep with other dudes. I got Daniel in the wings. Hey, you're celibate. You're not getting the sex mark. But this guy back here, as soon as I get home, I'm going to let him hit it again and knock me up again. Oh, he's married? Oh, okay. Yeah, I might break up their relationship. Like I said yesterday, you're going to get this guy's head chopped off because this woman's trying to build a life with him, not with you, with him and their kids and stability, something you wouldn't know anything about. You're saying family's so sacred, that's why you had the abortion, and so he could keep his family. Why didn't you wear condoms? He already had 2 baby mamas. What didn't you see on the wall? He already had children. He has a family. You're his OnlyFans slut. You're only sluts, bro. You're the one, you're his nuts. And he can just nut in you, get you in outfits. I saw it all online. And you get to fucking give up. He just used you for sex. You're his side piece. You're the side bitch. You're the mistress. And you're okay with that because you called it poly. This is the twist in their heads. Oh, it's a great polyamorous relationship. I think he's going to be a great dad. You killed his kid too. You thought I was going to be a great dad. We would have you guys were going to be so creative and in this relationship. You can't have a relationship with him because he's built a family with someone else. We're only one person. We only have so much energy in the day. And here you are trying to be a side bitch. He's trying to fix things with his wife. This bitch might cut his head off because he's got a mistress. Like, you're going to get him murdered. You're going to steal attention from his children. You're doing something and you're not acknowledging the energy that you're doing. Calling me polyamor, but he's a toxic polyamor. I'm not poly, bro. I like my women. I haven't had sex with anybody in the last 2 months since Michelle. Like, I'm waiting for her. Has there been opportunity? Hell yeah. A little young girl here and there from England. What's up, 27? Hell yeah. What's up with this other girl? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Miss Thing? Kind of flirting with me from Germany. What's up with this other one? You know, this is an island. This is a hookup island. That's why we hooked up. Sarah, remember? This is how you fucked me within the first 6 hours. People have sex on this island. Or they don't. In New Year, the girl didn't have sex with me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're weird. But yeah, I'm not polyamorous. I can't love two people at the same time. I tried with you guys and it didn't work out. I don't have enough energy. I'm just one man. I'd like having sex. I would have to be in the future get approval from Michelle before I ran off. You needed approval from me before you ran off, but you wouldn't know about honoring the person that you're with. You'll just do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not using these jealousy and sex as a strategy to keep someone jealous and interested. The fuck you weren't. Yo me fucking celibacy, but sometimes fuck me, then come in me, but then have abortion. This is a game. It's all a twisted fucking strategy. It's so childish. I grew out of that long time ago, and I've been poly since I was very young, 14 years old or something. Who the fuck chooses their sexuality at 14, especially after being raped as a kid? How the fuck did you come up with your own sex? You see the morphing here? Do you see the disassociation here, where you're just like, I'm figured out. Sex is. You don't think it's a game that you're playing when you're sleeping with married men? Do you hear yourself speak? Or how about younger men? Do you think that's okay? What business does a 38-year-old woman have to do with a guy under 30? What's going on here? This guy deserves someone younger than him. If he's almost 30, he deserves someone 20. You're stealing his future, and you don't mind because you're narcissistic. That's what happens. They use people. You don't mind hurting my life and my health and my finances. You just came into my life and created a storm. This poor kid's getting a storm. He's getting the best of you right now, but soon you'll be exhausted. Soon you'll be jealous. Soon you'll be stealing his time, money, the meat, money, energy, attention, and time. This poor kid had to give up his money for some abortions and a trip to Bangkok to go with her, buy her books, his energy. Now all of a sudden he was going with his friends to hang out, but now it's the whole Sarah show. His attention, definitely all on her, which she loves, and his time. The only thing he has on her is that he's got more time than her because he's younger. All of it, bro, is going to be taken from you, homie. If you ever get a chance to watch this, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, she just doesn't know how to treat people because she doesn't know how to treat herself. And that's why she gets my sympathy and my empathy, is because you don't need to go through this much pain, Sarah. You don't have to. You can go see a psychologist. You can go going after your shame and all the dirt you did in your BDSM. Get real with it, because all we're gonna do is hedonism, and now I'm hitting someone else, and I feel better because I can spank some dude and cellophane wrap his ass and peg him and all this pain. I'm in control sexually, and no one else can control me. And now I feel even worse after. Now I even have any more shame, more fucking skeletons in the closet. There's a whole graveyard. Let's just make it horrible, right? Yeah. So no, he's stuck in an immature relationship mindset of a jealous 14-year-old guy with a huge need to be seen, respected, and make people jealous. Nah, she didn't expect to be jealous. She said she was poly. She wasn't jealous that homeboy had a wife and kids and they were working on the relationship. She's like, oh, that's a good thing. This is how polyamory works. He just working it out with his wife. You sound like a mistress, dog. You can't even see it. You're the side bitch and you can't even see it. But yeah, I want to be respected. You can't show me respect, get away from me. Respect is a quintessential human behavior. And if you can't do that consistently, you will have a lot of drama. I promise you. You got to treat people with respect. Treat others like you want to be seen, be treated. Has to be seen. That's what I do my show for, I guess. You know, but I walk around here to myself. People know me because of my big beard and muscles and my smile, and I'm around and I come around, but I leave Vegas because I don't want to be seen. I stopped posting for a year because I don't want to be seen. You keep leaking these things online because you want to be seen. You want to tell your story. Go, he came to the hospital with me. You don't tell the full story. I went and got an abortion with him. I'll wait. You know, we're always going to paint pretty rosy pictures. We don't want people to see roses really smell like poo-poo, right? How can me and him ever be together, trust each other, when he destroys our trust to be polyamorous in the future? If he wants to be from mono to poly, he already played dirty. No, she was like gaslighting me. She was like, oh my God, you're changing me. I never wanted kids before. Which is bullshit because she already had kids. I never wanted to be married before. This is all new to me. Is this what love's like? She was gaslighting the fuck out of me. You're turning me into mono and I'm turning you into poly. And I said, no, I'm just never really, when I was a kid, my dad slept with a lot of different women. So when I had a chance to, I cheated on my girlfriends in high school. I would just kind of sleep with everybody, whoever would say yes, because that's my low self-esteem. That's my insecurity. That's me trying to compete with my father. And I did it in a negative way. I mean, I think we've all done it that same, but who's not slept with people that they didn't want to, or were sexually promiscuous because they were growing up and learning it. But I've had solid mono relationships, and she didn't want to acknowledge that. I had just me and Mira for the longest time. I didn't cheat on her. Who was the other person? It was Kyvie. I had to write down the list. There was someone else I had a good relationship with and never got into fights with. I would get into arguments with Carrie, but that didn't get physical. We broke off smooth. Um, I don't know. Just there's been not everybody has been beat by me. How about that? And no one's ever had a clenched fist or a why I oughta. No, that's not how I control people. You might have got the grocery cart in the back of your ankle because I was mad at you, but I also feel bad about you. So I'm sorry I did that. Actually, I'm really sorry. I still feel bad about it. It's that sense. So glad he showed his true colors of Venus and Gemini early on. Dude, I saw a lot of true colors, man. You were fucking having a panic attack on our first date. Who does that? The first date, it was going so well. You loved me so much, but then you wanted to sleep alone. Who fucking does that? There's so many signs my guides wanted me to see, and I feel like they think I am stupid that I didn't see. Bro, I feel stupid too. I didn't see the forest through the trees when you pushed off of me. I should have seen that. That should have been my first boundary. No physical contact. I don't give a fuck for what excuse or how frustrated you get. Do not raise your voice. Yelling is only for emergencies, right? I don't know if I ever felt so stupid after dating someone that you felt from the start had so many red flags. Hey, you got green flags now. You got the new guy. Welcome to the new world. You can do that with him. I didn't know either. You think you feel stupid? I had a perfectly good relationship. All I had to do was be a little bit more patient for the pussy. She would have came back in the fold and we would have done it. But then I jumped onto your show, the Sarah Show, and man alive, was this the worst roller coaster of love I've ever been on. It's the reason I'm doing this show for 2 hours. It was just like, this are the things I had to digest, learn, and go see a psychologist for. This is how damaging this relationship was to me. How can someone tell me they love me so much and be so damaging, so destructive, so toxic? I'm like, this isn't normal behavior. I'm calling you out on your hypocrisies. You say that you're tired and want to go home, but a minute ago, 5, 10 minutes ago, you wanted to hike back a whole hour through the fucking jungle on a Saturday night after we closed down the restaurant, after we closed down the bar, after because we sat by the bar and even had more magical time together. We could have been talking about love, but now you want to go home and you're tired and having panic attacks. I call bullshit because what were you going to do 10 minutes ago? What if we went in your direction up the hill? What, you got to the top of the hill and said you were tired and then start crying? No, we'd have to walk all the way back to Lonely Beach, bro, on sketchy ass roads at midnight on a Saturday when people are drunk and driving through. There's no sign. Anyway, it didn't add up. Math didn't math. Math didn't math. Stupid didn't see. I didn't know if I ever felt so stupid after dating someone. Yeah, me too, bro. I almost married you. Okay? Everyone's like, she's a whore, bro. Go with Michelle. This chick's not right for you. It's the dumbest decision you ever did. Even my friends were against you too. What are you going about? Did you know he shamed me for having a panic attack publicly and that he was embarrassed I had an attack? It is embarrassing to pull that off in public. That's not normal behavior. And if you can't admit that you don't have self-control, maybe you do need to be in the mental hospital. The rest of us, we get along. The rest of us, we hold our tempers. We stay moderate, not a lot of extremes. And also, we don't break down in public. Panic attacks are for train wrecks, airplane crashes, someone dying. You acted like your dog died that night, dude. I was like, what's going on? Did your grandma die? Like, it was that level. Going home early, just go home early, just like you did the night before. No harm, no foul. You don't have to have a panic attack. It was during a meeting, and he said I was destroying his meeting with Nick at a pub. I don't remember that part because we were just chilling. When she had her first panic attack, it was just us on a date. I don't remember this Nick pub incident, but Nick remembers her. And he was like, that's the dumbest decision I've ever heard, man. I'm at a London fucking pub in a Google party, and I'm leaving drunk to tell you, not Sarah. And that happened with me, too, at the airport. She did it again. All she had to do was sit there. We were off talking, and she's popping 8 fucking pills, bro. That's a miniature suicide attempt. That's what really started to get my attention. I was just like, oh shit. That's the reason I looked in her message. And after she left me, that was her only concern either. Why, by the way? Her only concern was, why did you look through my messages? Not, hey, I left you. Sorry, I apologize for fucking leaving the door open and this is a breakup. It was, why are you looking at my messages? To see your lies. To see how many pills you took. 8 fucking pills is a lot, bro. That's a fucking lot, bro. I can't even right now. Let me get some water real quick. I thought I had my water out here. Talking a mile a minute for 2 hours straight, you'll get caught in mouth too. But it needed to be said. This needs to go down. You got your voice, I got mine. That's why I have a show. Let's go. Destroyed the meeting, and that would happen to me too at the airport. You know who triggered them? Mark. I'm her trigger. Okay. You didn't have to come to that business meeting, dude. I actually was trying to talk you out of it at the ferry. I was like, if you're gonna be this way, don't blow my meeting. My friend's going a lot of the way. I've spent a lot of money to come get more money. There's so much money and friendship and future on the line, and you're pulling shit. Couldn't keep it down, could you? Got you. I'm the trigger. Because he's insensitive and doesn't understand emotions. I have my own emotions. I just don't want to be on your emotional roller coaster. I'm a lot like that. You know, and maybe you can call it narcissistic if you want, but I'm like, that don't make sense to me. Your emotions don't make sense to me. I can be logical and break them down while you want to be emotional and ratchet it up. I'm not like that. I'm a solutions over problems kind of guy, and you're a problems everyday drama queen. This is just what happened. So I can't do it. Understand emotion. My friend says he can't be having a psych degree because if he did, he would understand how I'm feeling and why. I am not your psychologist, dog. I am not your psychologist. I keep telling her over and over. Even if I wanted to, with my psych degree, which I don't even use, and I got it in 2005, so it's been 20 years since it. I could get a hospitality degree and work as a nurse. That's what my friend does. I also got an undergrad in marketing, but I don't have my marketing company. I guess this is a good way to shock me because someone should have a psych degree. Maybe she dated me. She's like, oh, someone who can figure me out 9 months in a fucking psych ward. Not my job. Not my job. My job is not to date my people and psychoanalyze them. That would be their psychiatrist, not their boyfriend. And that's a whole different fucking can of worms, and I didn't want to be a part of it. Because if he did, he would understand how I am and feeling. Bitch, you don't even know who you are. I feel sorry for Michelle because she knew I was sleeping with someone else, and all the women he had before. I ensure why they fled. Ensure why they fled. I should have been taking that as a warning red flags. I understand why they fled. I should have been taking that as warnings or red flags. Same you. I should have been taking that. You're using your old fucking business partner and he's paying for your whole trip and you're supposed to be a power couple and you fucked him? Red flag. Oh, BDSM for 15 years. Red flag. You don't want to be judged, but you want to judge me. Hold tight. Panic attack. Hold tight. Inconsistent sexual behavior. Celibacy and playing mind games. Taking off for all the times. That avoidance shit. You know what I mean? I can't keep. You're windy. You're all over the place. Don't know where you are for days. Red flags. What if my karmic patterns was to break free from all the patterns of being in a relationship with a narcissist? Maybe you are the narcissist and you haven't broken free from it. Talking about karmic patterns, these are your patterns. And if it's karma, we all know what's coming for you. Believe me, Amber, I tried to communicate with him. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not once did you open up and go, okay, hey, we got to work on this. No, instead you just dictated to me, stonewalled me, and fought me and actually hit me. So if you call that communication, then you're in a whole world of pain. And Daniel says never had problems communicating with him or other people. What if this was to see if I could see my worth and communicate with? I don't know, I'm missing part of the message, but again, putting it on this other dude that does so much better than me, Why aren't you with him? He's married. He already has a wife. 2 baby mamas. Okay, you were almost the third, bitch. Please get off his dick. He used you for sex. He has a committed relationship. You're the side bitch, but yet you want me to communicate with him, and you keep communicating with him. I can handle yours, toxic polyamory. Your toxic polyamory. That's toxic polyamory. Oh, he's great polyamory. He gives me fucking furniture and comes over and cooks me candlelight dinners because he banged you in your ass. Okay, as soon as I'm done fucking you, I'll make you a meal too, dude. Like, fuck off. And then go back home with my wife and kids and sleep well about it. Sorry, something happens with my eyesight. Both my lymph nodes under my arms are swollen, and I got severely bitten by sandflies. I don't feel well. Another drama. Ratchet it up. You know, like the sandflies? Lymph nodes? I can barely see. Okay, bitch. And other weird visual disturbances. Zigzags, kaleidoscope. She just keeps going esoteric. Energetic wisdom, the cause of migraines. This is why I felt lately for both of you. I'm sorry. It's just like the eighth house is dark because it deals with secrets and also has to deal with sexuality and very deep psychological urges and drives. So the eighth house signifies behavior and cravings we prefer to hide and pretend we don't have. It is also dark in the sense of being somewhat criminal in nature. You see, since it is above the western horizon, it literally holds the weather and erodes the tangible earth of the western horizon. So the eighth signifies the ability to extract, evaporate, and eroding things from others. It's the sense it can be concerned with your criminal tendencies. Dude, psychobabble bullshit, bro. Like, blah, 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 word salad. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Pluto in the eighth house rules over what gets handed down to us by our family. I can't. So pregnant. I'm only 3 weeks. This was February 6th. Was she pregnant then? She must have been 12 weeks when she killed it. That's extremely tired stage, she says. Is it? Yes. First and third trimester. Oh, it's because my body's changing. Second, they call the easy breeze stage. Women are mostly more vibrant and alive during that stage. For baby, yeah. I think that was the notes. So, yeah, man, I lose. I don't know. I feel a bit distant from everyone I know. I'm just angry about how heartless Stefano is. This is her ex, right? Let's go over it. Angry about Jin Luca. Angry about Daniel, my ex best friend, who used me for sex. Remember how love she was with Daniel crying in the bay a minute ago, guys? Do you remember that? I'm angry at people. I feel like my heart grows ice cold. It has been ice cold. You've been used and abused by 1, 2, 3, and God knows how many before me. Mo, 4, 5. You know, just it's all of the other dudes, right? I'm so angry at them all. Angry at Daniel, my ex, who used me for sex. I thought he was nice. Wasn't he making you candlelit meals after he fucked you in your ass? You can watch it on OnlyFans. Electra Black Raven, please spend $18.99 on my ex. She needs the money. I see you're letting it out finally. Was waiting for you to. She said, everyone I know is now not who they seem to be. I project illusions onto who I believe them to be, and I didn't expect much from people. You're definitely right. Delusional and illusions, for sure. You know, trying to make these guys perfect. This next guy, he's perfect, and the moment he's not, criticism comes out. You're going to get blasted by what's happening. I'll play some of these videos after because we can go an hour. I've been almost talking for 2 hours. My love life is totally dried out, except for with my Daniel dude. She didn't even say dude. She said good, like a good dude. He's so sweet. He is sweet and cute and romantic. We collaborate on videos for OnlyFans. Electra Black Raven. Go subscribe. She needs the money. But girl, I start to feel tired of exposing myself online. Me too, bitch. I have become so private lately. Not anymore. I know I should do it, but been doing it for so long I kind of feel dried out. Dried out of it. 14 years, bro. This is who almost married a hooker for 15 years. I feel it's like time for a change. I want a man and a family and a stable and a stable, innovative job. You had a chance, girl, and I don't know. I just want to hide and chill. So tired of the triple X industry, but I know that if I do it, I can clear my debts. Another red flag. Deaded. And can't keep all that money. Put all the 100,000 euros in your body, but I got a penny to show for it. Keep using other men. Maybe this other dude paid for the abortion. Mo paid for the trip. I gave you money. Fuck it. Just use men. He got pay pigs, right? That's what you want on your FetLife page. Financial slaves? Are you serious right now? You want slaves? Daniel kind of mad at myself. I fucking love you, knowing really well it's not the timing for him to be thinking about new and old love. She calls it old love. Like she was so connected to this dude, and all he could do was dig her down, and he didn't respond on anything. My man, he didn't respond. What is his sun sign? But he did show me a lot of love. He used to respond to it, but he's been silent lately on love yous lately, right? He don't love you either, huh? Is he toxic or does he know you well? I'm just curious because you keep talking about him like he's a golden god and crying for him in the river, but apparently he don't even love you back and uses you for sex. Hypocrite. Just it's not adding up. I don't know, but he is very romantic, give and take guy. Gave me TV bench with speakers, makes romantic food, lit candles. Just a romantic polyamorous guy. Been best friends for many years. No, he just kept you in. You kept him in the friend zone, and you're banging a married man. You have no consciousness. He has 3 kids with 2 women, but he's trying to fix it with his ex he has kids with. So it's actually bad timing because they have it good now, so I just don't know. You're in the way. You're the mistress. You're messing things up. You're this haughty little McNaughty that he gets to sexually gratify himself with. By the way, he has a wife and kids in the other room. Okay, home, not alone, seen for who I am, and fulfill my emotional, physical needs as a woman. As a woman, we would be great parents. Who you got when he's around above all else? You get what when he's around above all else? What is his first energy you get when he's around above all else? Home, not alone, seen for who I am, fulfill my emotional, physical needs as a woman. We would be great parents and partners. No arguments, just creativity and inspiration. You killed his baby without even letting him know. Great parents, he was already a parent. And it's not apparent to you that you were doing this. And he do still truly loves her, which is beautiful for him, her emotional growth, and for the kids. I hope she opens up her heart more. She wants to be her. That's what's weird. I don't know. It's just how polyamory works. Like, no, that's just how side bitches work. You're not the priority. I am compassionate to my fellow females. If you were so compassionate, why are you stealing energy from her man? You're fucking up the relationship. They're trying to work it out. You just said that, and you want her emotional growth. Why are you still going after this dude, telling him you love him and fucking him and killing his baby? Because I don't fight for what I truly want. I just want to break people up. But Janaki is opposite. I don't want to break people up. Yeah, you do. So yeah, bro, that's what it is. Your boy Saints learning. I'm digesting. I did on this for 2 hours. There is something I wanted to. 2 hours less. Can you start laughing? Yes, blessed. This is going on. The sun is kind of shining on me now. It's been 2 hours. I guess I can wrap up the show. But I've lived a whole life, you guys. I had chances to cheat on her multiple times and didn't. I was committed to the relationship. It just didn't feel right. When you, by the time the person you're with isn't treating you right or starts hitting you or giving you inconsistent sex or has so much trauma or it takes this much energy, that's what's drained me. I was exhausted playing the Sarah game. I was exhausted going through her mind and her reading all the messages 2-3 times, and there's 256 of them. And then I'm on my phone for 3 hours right in front of Nick, and he's like, "Bro, are you even here?" And I'm trying to hang out with my friends, but I got to placate to her and every fucking whim. And I'm just like, just stay away. There was a time when I looked at my phone and I'm like, if I touch this phone, I'm gonna be back with her. And I was already starting to get away from her. I was out of the Sarah show, and she didn't find a new supply yet, so she was definitely up my ass. Even if I cheated on her, still messaging me, still sleeping with me. Even if I said I don't want to be with her, still showing up to the beach, still trying to fucking talk to me. It wasn't just me. And I love how she tries to paint me as this stalker person. I just want to get facts, man. I like getting down to the nitty gritty. Like, who did I date? Who did I almost marry? And you don't know these things because you don't vet people. You don't take out the time to read the old messages or talk to their friends and ask what happened with the other one. It's almost the best question you can ask is, what happened? What'd your other slave die of? Mismanagement or overwork? What'd you do to the last guy? Why is this position open? Right? If you're so sexy and you're so awesome, how are you still 38 unmarried without children? I now know. I now fucking know. So it's a lot, it's a lot to try to date someone that you're not, or they're not like you, or maybe you have different attachment styles, or maybe they're in a different part of the world, or maybe they're on a different healing journey than you. She would play that game too when I first came. Remember when I was supposed to be on my solo journey and healing journey? Well, then stay on it, bitch. Stop trying to holler at me. But that's what narcissists do. They want the supply. It's real love, right? You're my soulmate. So next month it's another guy, and that's just what it is. So I'm not interested in fair weather friends or love. I'm just being honest with everyone. That's just not how I operate. I'm trying to find this video so I can play it for people. It's pretty fucking cool. If we can get it to play. But that's my show for the day. I'm going to let these people break it down about trauma responses, and there's some really good news in there. So, you know, it's not just me. I'm learning these things. And it's not just attack on her. Yeah, I'm exposing her things, but she put this stuff online and talk shit behind my back. You know, I'm doing my vlogs and stuff. This is some shit she was saying. I don't love you anymore. You could have said that to my face, man. You didn't have to. Don't fuck with my life, and I won't fuck with yours. Okay? You know what I mean? The truth will come out in the end. It always shines through. It's the darkness, everybody, and everybody has it. So, what causes narcissistic rage? This will be a good story. Oh, I got another 6 minutes for the 2 hours. So, I'm gonna play this one, and then there's another one. Let me see here, you all. Then there was another one where the girl was breaking it down for. Uh, there was a lot of uh, shorts I wanted to flip through real quick before I start these other shows. I'm gonna do a 3-hour show. This is my last Sunday, last weekend. I love my life. Yeah, dude. The last week I've been 6 months in paradise, getting in shape, losing weight, feeling great. I'm 10. I'm sexy, and I finally got my mental capacity back. I'm off that train. Even right now, I can love my life because I really don't feel that was love. I really don't feel that was even a baby. She was only 3 weeks along. Maybe she killed it at 12 weeks. The other one killed it at 5 months, 26 weeks, a viable baby. And that's what destroyed me. And the fact that she told me she wouldn't do it again. The gaslighting is real. I wouldn't do that to you. She sure did. Another Aquarius being abusive with me, committing abortion. I had to go see a psychologist. I had to find out what this was. And she told me, like, look, Mark, this is a small percentage of your life. Most of the time, you get to walk around not hurting people, getting along with people, having a real life. And it was like that. Only in relationships, only when you're tested, only when you're at your max anxiety will these things take place. And that's what I had to learn while I sit inside this sun in meditation. That's what I had to learn. So should I finish this show right now and do a 2-hour show, or should I flip through some of these and end the show with information so people can understand where I'm coming from? They can see the other patterns that I got to see. And this is what we're going to do with this thing. So let's see. At 19%, I think I can pull it off. I'm in the sunshine. So let me switch over here so I can get out of the sunshine and into the lotus position. Assume the position. Let me keep my signal. Let me show off this fine ass body. You know what I'm saying? Look at this man. Real man that doesn't let a woman push him around, dictate to him how a relationship's gonna go, is a man enough to listen to his woman, because I do that really well in my new relationship with Michelle. How are you doing? You know? How are you feeling? You know, how am I treating you? Are you getting along okay? How's your health? You know, when you care about someone and they care about you, all of a sudden the health requirements go up. All of a sudden you have more concern for their outcome and their behavior and what goes on with them. You have an opportunity to actually care, to actually be vulnerable, to actually give to someone more than to yourself. It's called selflessness. And that's what I love about Michelle. It's just, she was just so selfless. She actually cares. No, but seriously, how are you? How'd you sleep? What's your plans today? Would you like to eat? Would you like, it was just all inclusive. And it's something that Sarah would never be able to do because she comes from a broken home and she doesn't know selflessness. She knows how to buy things. She'll be your sugar mama. She'll buy you some shorts and shit, but she doesn't know how to treat you. And this is why we're going down. She's always worried about how she was being treated. I'm trying to explain to you here in the now. This is how these people react. This is how they process their emotional instability. And we all have some kind of trauma that we have to get stable from. This is this show. I'm going to go to what causes narcissistic rage. But you know what? I got a minute before the 2-hour mark. Maybe when I roll this joint, we'll flip through some some shorts real quick, and then you can see what or hear and learn what I've been learning, and you tell me. There's no blame here. This isn't the blame game. We're all human, right? You know what I mean? We all have make mistakes. This is just learning, and that's what I do. I reach, preach, and teach every morning. This was me learning, putting the whole puzzle piece together, doing my research. I went through the research phase. Now I'm in the acceptance phase, and pretty soon I'll be phasing out. Like, this ain't me, bro. Like, I'm over it already. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, next. You know, I already have a new relationship. I've already moved on. I'm never getting back with this chick. This isn't a pine for her situation. Hell, I even thought I was narcissistic because I like talking about myself. I'm grandiose. I got these big dreams. You know what I mean? I got ideas. I got my own show. I got my beard and my muscles out. I go live for validation every morning. I must be the narcissist, right? I put hands on her. Like, I fought back is what happened, bro. Because I didn't start that shit. And I end shit. I'm not a starter, I'm a finisher, bro. What's up with it? I'm not a starter, I'm a finisher. What? Let's write that down. I'm not a starter, I'm a finisher, bro. Get some, get some, get some. So I'm gonna roll a little joint real quick. I'm out of weed. I gotta get clear from weed. This sucks. There we go. Why is that not working? Come on. Hold tight. This isn't working. But let's play some videos. Okay. I'm not a starter, I'm a finisher. This is going to be funny. Okay, there we go. Let's roll this. I'm not a starter, I'm a finisher. All right, who's ready for some quick shorts? I'll play them as soon as my phone wants to act right. Come on, stupid thing. I'm not a starter. I'm a finisher. Bam. Gotta write down the ideas. All right, let's hop in. What causes narcissism? Let's play that first since it's up. It's 19 minutes. I'm gonna do 3-hour show today. Got nothing but time on my hands. My last day. I've already packed. I'm gonna sleep on this thing till Tuesday, and then I'm gonna keep all my bedding. Actually need to do that, and then yeah, we're gonna get out of here. So let's go. Leg out, leg out. Let me get some signal. Where you at? Where you at? There's the signal. That's gonna come through though.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mark Eatonson. Welcome to Heal NPD.
Okay.
In his essay Of Anger, the Renaissance philosopher Michel de Montaigne writes about a nobleman named Piso, who was known for his passionate anger. When one of the men under Piso's command went missing, Piso sentenced another man under his command to die on the charge of murder.
What?
But on the day of the execution, the missing man was found,
Okay.
and the executioner took both men to see Piso. Now everyone thought that Piso would be overjoyed, and that the charges against the condemned man would be dropped, because clearly he was not guilty of murder.
Right.
But instead, the opposite happened. Piso sentenced all 3 men to die.
Oh,
The
shit.
first, because he'd already been condemned to death. The second, the one who'd been missing but was then found, he was sentenced to death because, according to Piso, his going missing in the first place was the cause of the first man's death.
Okay.
And the executioner was sentenced to death because he'd failed to carry out Piso's original orders.
What the fuck? So much death. Just for being wrong. You never want to be wrong, so you'd rather murder everything than to be wrong. He'll explain.
Find your perfect stay
He'll
on the
explain.
Booking.com app.
Come on.
A hotel in the
Let's
city.
leg out. Let's go.
So today's episode is about narcissistic rage. And the story of Piso has been cited as an example of this phenomenon. When proven wrong, Piso was unable to see beyond the shame and humiliation that he felt. And the
Right.
pressure to get away from those feelings caused him to overreact to assert his authority over those who had embarrassed him.
Wow.
Such overreactions are compensatory. They're designed to restore a kind of balance or equilibrium inside the person in response to the threat of internal collapse or fragmentation.
We all want.
More severe
homeostasis.
overreactions typically suggest a higher degree of disorder and more fragile internal organization.
Uh-oh.
But what actually causes
Fragile
narcissistic rage?
internal
Is it a reflection of
organization.
grandiosity, of entitlement, of arrogance?
Some entitlement.
Or is it about an inability to tolerate flaws and imperfections?
Definitely that, Sarah.
Well, to some extent, it's usually all of the above. But the heart of the issue is that narcissistic rage is caused by fundamental confusion between the self and other people.
Right.
And it represents a defense against the feelings of helplessness, humiliation, and
Yeah, if
shame.
you're being raped, you're going to feel
For this
helpless.
episode, I'll mostly be referencing the
feel
work
shame.
of Ernest Wolf. He was a frequent collaborator of
I
Heinz
did.
Kohut and author of the book Treating the Self, Elements of Clinical Self-Psychology.
Treating myself.
Now, according to Wolf, narcissistic rage is directed at self-objects who pose a threat to the self or who have caused damage to the self.
Uh-oh.
You may recall from earlier episodes the term self-object. It's a clinical term for a person, place, or thing, or even a concept that's used to define the experience of self. We all have and use self-objects, especially when we're young. Our self-objects tend to be people. Mom, dad, siblings,
makes
other
sense.
caretakers. Self-object experiences from these people from early childhood tend to be tangible and hands-on. They tend to include experiences like holding, caressing, cuddling,
Right.
etc.
Yeah.
The
fair.
quality of these early interactions helps to define our experience of selfhood. The way we're treated by these self-objects, it tells us who we are and what we're worth.
Okay.
And it's important to understand that early self-objects
sense.
aren't experienced by children as separate other people. Mom, dad, etc., are actually experienced by young children as parts or extensions of the self. And this is partly because children are incredibly egocentric. They haven't developed a stable enough sense of self to
Okay.
individuate, that is, separate psychologically from
Right.
those around them. And that's partly why early relationships have such power over shaping our identity.
Wow.
But as we grow and the self consolidates into a more cohesive and well-defined whole, self-object experiences
Hold the
tend to
goal.
become more abstract. Instead of using other people as self-objects, adults who have a stable and positive sense of self tend to develop abstract self-object relationships with things like their role in a community, their profession, their identification with political ideologies,
Sure.
or their religious beliefs.
Sure.
Since self-objects are experienced as extensions of the self, it's pathological for adults to continue using other people as self-objects like they did when they were children.
What?
But in
Sarah?
pathological narcissism and NPD, the self has been wounded at an early age, and this wounding has created vulnerabilities and fragilities in the structure of the self. The self is unable to sort of stand on its own 2 feet. The person tends to rely on the kinds of self-objects that we all used as children. They may need other people to actively admire or idealize them. They may have a basic confusion between self and other, treating other people as extensions of self.
Right.
The drawback
You're
to
not
having such
yourself.
porous
They're a
interpsychic
representation of you.
boundaries
Your children are
is that the words
representation
and
of your
actions of other
narcissism.
people
Your
continue to
boyfriend,
have
girlfriend is a
tremendous
representation of
impact
you.
on the experience of self.
Your outer
Someone with pathological
clothing,
narcissism or NPD
face,
tends to pursue positive
facade.
self-object experiences with a kind of relentless pressure, but they'll also seek to eliminate bad self-object experiences with an equal fervor. According to Wolf, when a self-object no longer fulfills the function of sustaining the self and instead is making the self feel helpless, there's a need inside the narcissist to eliminate the offending self-object.
Right.
It isn't enough to simply ignore the offending self-object. It isn't enough to communicate
it
anger and
self-object.
then let it go. Because the self-object is experienced as a part or extension of the self, it must be eliminated, or it will continue to threaten the stability of the self. This attempt to eliminate or expel the offending self-object is the reason for the alarming overreactions and the intensity that often characterizes narcissistic rage.
Yeah,
Wolf
bro.
writes, the self
Intensity.
feels helpless, vexed, and mortified, that is, paralyzed, while agitated to the extreme and in deathly danger of losing its integrity. Such a self-state is unbearable and must be altered. The offending self-object of the totally ashamed self must be made to disappear, violently if necessary,
You got to get rid of your
even if the
childhood
whole
trauma.
world goes up in flames.
It's less, but it's true. It's a lot of work to do. I feel bad. I got work to do on myself, man. You know, I work on it, but I'm not trying to go over my childhood trauma in the mirror every day. I told my psychologist we got to come up with real solutions, more than coping
Necessary.
mechanisms. I am
Even
now
if the whole
walking
world
away
goes up in
instantly.
flames.
Even if it's world in flames,
He goes on
I
to
can
say
walk
that
away.
the origin of narcissistic rage must be sought in the childhood experience of utter helplessness vis-a-vis the humiliating self-object. Such experiences of helplessness are unbearably painful because they threaten the very continuity and existence of the self, and they therefore evoke the strongest emergency defense in the form of narcissistic
Right,
rage.
I got to protect myself.
End quote.
That's what I
Wolf
was
is
doing.
saying that the origins
I'm
of
not gonna get kicked
narcissistic
in the balls.
rage
I'm
can
not
be
gonna get
found
kicked in
in
the
the
head.
very early
You can't keep
experiences
punching
of
me. I'm not
helplessness
gonna
and
let you beat me.
humiliation
Not like
that
your
became a
subs,
part of
not
the
like your
fabric
slaves.
from which the
I'm not the
self
one.
is woven. These early
Real one.
experiences of humiliation or helplessness had
Maybe
such a
that's why she likes
profound
humiliating
impact because they
BDSM
occurred at a
people.
time when the
She
very
gets to,
foundation of
they get to get rid
selfhood
of their
was being
pain,
laid.
and she gets to get off.
They become constant
Weird.
threats to the structure of
You do weird
self-experience.
shit.
They're easily
You do weird
triggered
shit.
and difficult to manage.
Yeah,
In some
easily
ways,
triggered.
it's similar
Mark's
to
my
the ways
trigger. It
that
could be
traumatic
anything,
experience
dude.
can
It's
be
not just me.
triggered.
I'm not
And
taking
that's
it
because
personal.
these early experiences of
For agreements.
humiliation and helplessness are in fact a form of relational trauma that has disrupted psychological and emotional development.
9 months in the
Wounded
fucking
in this way,
mental
the
hospital.
self is unable to develop a central stability and a basic positivity. The person is constantly struggling with these poisonous feelings and constantly managing the internal threat that they represent.
Wow.
And this leads to distortions in self-experience and self-image. To compensate for the
Plastic
shame,
surgery.
humiliation, and helplessness, a self-image that is unrealistically positive, even idealized, is
Right.
often constructed.
Yeah,
But it's
perfect.
prone to collapse because it's not based in reality. The threat of collapse then causes the person to press even harder into the grandiosity, to pressure those around them even more to help
perfect.
prop up this false compensatory
I
self-image.
need you to be false
But this
like me,
leads
fake
others
like me.
to eventually
I have my own
abandon
brain.
the narcissistic
Sorry,
person,
Sarah.
and that sends
Nope,
them
sorry.
spiraling
Never sorry.
into the underlying shame
I
and
don't want to get into your
humiliation
shit.
that everything was constructed to cover over.
I don't want to get into your entitlement.
Over time, a sort of intolerance to this narcissistic person to
Trying to be all
and
perfect.
self-image. To compensate for the shame, humiliation, and helplessness, a self-image that is unrealistically positive, even idealized, is often constructed. But it's prone to
Toxic
collapse
positivity.
because it's not based in reality.
I have real
The
positivity.
threat of
I have real
collapse then
happiness. You should
causes
get
the
some.
person to press even harder
It's nice.
into the grandiosity, to pressure those around them even more to help prop up this false compensatory self-image. But this leads others to eventually abandon the narcissistic person, and that sends them spiraling into the underlying shame and humiliation that everything was constructed to
arrogance,
cover over in the first place.
Shame, guilt.
Over time, a sort of intolerance to this cycle of inflation and collapse develops within the narcissistic individual. Unable to recognize that the vulnerability lies inside their own self, they continue to rely on those around them to live up to idealized expectations
Right. The new
and to
boyfriend,
deliver idealizing
me,
self-object experiences that are designed to keep the self in working order.
Right.
When a
gotta
self-object
keep the
fails
dream
to do
alive.
this, which
the
exposes the
fantasy.
narcissist to that old buried shame and triggers that old relational
He shames
trauma,
me. He guilt trips
the
me.
response is often narcissistic rage.
Thank you.
Now, this rage is usually directed at the offending self-object, a spouse, a family member, sometimes a coworker. And this is because self-objects are typically those who are close to the narcissistic individual. It's unusual for that sort of rage to be directed at someone they don't know
Right.
or at someone they would otherwise seek to impress. The rage can be so overwhelming and so intense
Right.
because it's born of a fundamental confusion between self and other. The narcissist is holding those around them accountable for an issue that they've been trying and failing to cope with their entire lives.
Right. I didn't
But
create
in
it.
a
I
state
can't
of
fix it.
collapse, this rage can also be
Narcissistic
directed
rage
at
can also
itself,
be directed at
which can be experienced as deficient, humiliating,
Right.
and ashamed.
Yeah.
And this is where
broken,
self-harm
you know.
sometimes becomes a significant risk for
Self-harm,
narcissistic individuals.
suicide.
Such rage can also be expressed in the moment, but for many individuals, there can also be a delay of days, weeks, months, or even years between the offending incident and the expression of the rage or the anger
Wow.
about that incident.
Coming.
The painful memory becomes a slow, boiling resentment.
Yep.
It can be
She was
expressed
in
in the form of
every fight
violent
having this
outbursts
baby with you.
or coldly
Weird
calculating
stuff. You're a
destructiveness.
murderer.
It can look like screaming,
Yep.
physical violence,
Yep.
smug callousness,
Yep.
or a cold shoulder that makes the offending self-object feel like they're invisible,
Oh, the cold
unimportant,
shoulder is
useless,
real.
or
Ooh.
barely tolerated.
Ooh, I'm
It
only
can also be
tolerated.
expressed
Ooh.
toward the original offending self-object, the person who originally caused the wound in the self.
I don't know.
But it's more
movie?
often expressed much later toward a substitute self-object, someone who fails the individual in a manner that's reminiscent of the original wound. The developers of the Pathological Narcissism Inventory, which is a recent assessment that measures both grandiose and vulnerable facets of pathological narcissism, use the term entitlement rage to describe this phenomenon.
Wow.
Interestingly, though, they don't place this index on the grandiose scale. Instead, they see entitlement rage as a reflection of vulnerability. And that's because entitled expectations represent a deficit in the person's ability to recognize the difference between the self and other people. Individuals with pathological narcissism hold other people accountable for their own feelings and vulnerabilities. They become enraged when others don't magically anticipate the narcissistic individual's needs, thoughts, and feelings.
To be a psychologist.
And this isn't so much because the person thinks that other people should serve them, as it is because the person engages in a sort of constant projection, a constant egocentrism, just like children can be egocentric. They assume that everyone feels the way they do.
No.
They assume that everyone sees the world from their perspective.
No, it's weird.
And this assumption is often implicit.
BDSM
If you were to ask someone with pathological narcissism or NPD if they understand that other people have separate perspectives, they would, of course, say yes.
Of course.
But their actions and assumptions about the world tell a different story.
Right.
They know cognitively that other people have different perspectives, but that awareness hasn't been allowed to impact their unconscious assumptions, and that's because of deficits and damage in the structure of the self.
She said she was tired.
Entitlement rage stems from this underlying deficit. On the surface, it may seem like the person is angry because you didn't do exactly what they expected or wanted you to do.
Right, you didn't do it right. I said something to the effect like, you don't know a woman's body. I'm a woman. You can't tell me what I feel. And I had a different assumption than her. I said, maybe it's this instead of that. And she went ape shit, crazy.
But if we translate that anger at an unconscious level, it's more like you've made them feel powerless and unimportant and exposed them to incredibly painful feelings of shame and inadequacy that they don't know how to cope with. And because they're confused about where you stop and they begin, their feelings of disappointment become flaws in you that they can't tolerate.
Okay.
So they feel they must punish you, perhaps severely, in order to reestablish an internal equilibrium within their self. Now, I want to be crystal clear. I'm not saying that anyone should tolerate abuse or mistreatment.
No.
Just because we can understand the painful and even tragic origins of this sort of behavior doesn't mean it's okay.
No.
Every behavior has a cause. And me pointing out one possible explanation for narcissistic rage is not the same thing as me making apologies for it or telling people in abusive relationships to roll over and give the person one more chance. I can't tell you how many times people have confused my analysis of the psychology behind narcissism with me making some kind of apology for abusive mistreatment of other people.
There's no apology.
If you're being abused, seek help and seek support. If you've been abused and you're no longer in contact with that person, or you're in recovery, or you're trying to heal, please know that this video is not meant to undermine, invalidate, or, quote, gaslight your experience. There are millions of individuals in the world with some variation of pathological narcissism. They aren't all identical. Your experiences may vary. As a society, I think we should strive to view mental illness through a compassionate lens. But as individuals, we're each empowered to do what's necessary within the bounds of the law to protect our rights to physical and emotional safety.
That's it.
I've learned that I need to be extremely explicit about that because there's so much pain and so much confusion out there surrounding this disorder. Okay, so how is narcissistic rage addressed in treatment? Well, according to Wolf, what the self needs is to be understood. However, that doesn't mean that the self needs approval of its rage. It may take a very long time of just soaking up empathic understanding alone before a gradual fading away of the rage takes place. A similar sentiment can be found in the 2020 paper by Glenn Gabbard and Holly Crisp entitled Principles of Psychodynamic Treatment for Patients with Narcissistic Personality Disorder. The self must be allowed to heal, and that healing takes time.
That's what I'm doing.
It also takes understanding and something called empathic witnessing. Part of what makes the
Seeing what I
wound
did
so
wrong,
intolerable is the
how to
feeling
heal
of
my
being
own wounds.
invisible, unacknowledged, invalidated by the very self-objects who inflicted the wound in the first place. Their
No
refusal
contact.
to acknowledge the harm done becomes the narcissistic individual's inability to validate or even see that wound inside
No
of
apologies.
themselves.
Just bury
And
it.
this is where
It's
therapy
another
comes into
guy.
play. One of the
You've seen
central
my
roles of a
psychologist.
therapist treating pathological narcissism is to provide empathic attunement and validation, which is different than
Empathy and
gratification.
validation.
A therapist should not gratify
Understanding is not
narcissistic
condoning.
rage. They should not agree with it and support its pathological expression.
I understand what's
Rather,
happening to you.
they
I'm not
should
condoning
validate the
your behavior.
underlying pain
You
that
shouldn't have
produces
pulled what you
it
pulled.
and help the
No matter
person
how
to
mad you get, don't get
gradually
physical.
be able to
No matter how
recognize the
frustrated you
wounded
get,
self
don't
and to
don't
tolerate
stonewall.
the self's
And no
pain
matter how
without needing
hurt
to
you are,
project that pain
still
onto those
communicate.
around them.
This is
And
what
this is a
grown-ups do.
process that really takes two people.
Yeah.
But what if you don't have access to a therapist right now? How can you work toward easing the reactivity inside of yourself that results in expressions of narcissistic rage? Well, I'm reminded of a book that I read when I was in training called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz,
Yay.
in which he
Don't take anything
advises the
personal.
reader
Always be
to
impeccable
never
with your
take
word.
anything personally.
Man.
He writes, "Don't take anything personally. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you're immune to the opinions and the actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless
You
suffering."
won't be a victim.
Good
You're a
advice.
victim, Sarah.
Perhaps
You
easier
want
said
to
than
be the
done.
victim. You
But
don't
that
want
doesn't
any
mean you can't begin to
acknowledgement. You don't
prioritize
want
not taking things
accountability.
personally.
You don't want
It'll take some
knowledge.
time, maybe a long
Got
time.
to. A long
But you
time.
can start
A
working
lot
on
of
this
psychology,
today,
a lot
right
of
now.
help.
The things that other people do are reflections of their choices, their thoughts, their feelings, their motivations. Almost nobody
I read
does
all her
anything
motivations.
because of you.
Yep, her motivations
That's
were already
both good
set.
and bad news.
Finding ways to
It
kill
means you're
babies.
less important than perhaps you feel you need to be.
Wow.
But it also means you don't need to take on the failures of other people, nor do you need to worry that their failure to consider you is somehow a reflection on your own worth. Focus on reinforcing the line between you and others. Make it a conscious practice to try to perceive the separateness of those around you. Your thoughts and feelings belong to you. Their thoughts and feelings belong to them. If you feel ashamed or embarrassed, maybe it isn't because anybody wanted you to feel that way. Maybe those feelings are old. Maybe they go way, way back. And maybe you don't have to keep reliving the trauma in your current relationships.
I'm not going to do it. There it
Okay,
is.
so that's it for today.
That's it for
As
today.
always, please leave comments, questions, suggestions.
Yes, bitch. That's it for today. Man, that was pretty insightful. This guy's on the case. He's doing the thing. He's making it a reality. And that's fucking awesome. That was fucking insightful. It's not personal. You know, we all live in our own personal world, and we all want people to, you know, believe in us and be right for us and do things for us. But the truth is we got to do it for ourselves. Six-pack abs. What's up with it? Down 60 pounds. Where's my validation? I'm proud of myself. I don't need your validation. I'm proud of me. I stuck to me. I stuck to this diet. I stuck to this. You know, I stuck to my guns, bitch. And therefore, I don't have to have it. New message for Danger Davia. He's watching now. Sent a voice message. Oh, that was the other message. Oh, let me read this one. This guy sent me a message out of nowhere. He watched me go to the Artemis. I did an Artemis review, and he reached out and he said, "Bro, I had to follow you off of the FKK Artemis review you did on YouTube. Currently in Berlin, about to check out the establishment for myself in a couple of hours. But your video was so authentic, and I really appreciate your wisdom and vulnerability." Yep, I was being vulnerable. Even now I'm being vulnerable. "In showcasing perhaps why men do the things that they do. Wanting to go get a massage from a girl, wanting to have sex, go to the KK club and sit around and do the spa and the sauna and just be a man, have a fucking spa day as a man. It was very for your entertainment and very comforting. And I feel like you're living life that should be lived." Bro, I'm shouting you out right now on the live. If you want to come on the live, you can hear me read off your messages. He's messaging me now. "It was very for your entertainment, very comforting. I feel like you're living life as it should be lived." Thank you. That's a compliment. And which has given me the courage to do as well. Thank you. This dude just reached out to me and gave me a voicemail. Appreciate you so much, bro. Keep going. Should I play the voicemail? He just sent me a voicemail. Hold tight. Hold tight. Let me do this. Want to get a signal. Good time for a motorcycle to go by. Maybe two of them. Okay. I want to hear this message. I hope it's okay. I've never heard this message, but I live in reality in real life, so let's see what he has to say.
24 right now in Berlin, like fucking the sun's up, like it's bright as shit. And I just had a fucking degenerate ass night. Fucked a couple Megan Foxes. It was crazy. It was crazy. And it was everything that you said it was. But more importantly, you know, I really like tapped into what you were saying in the video about just shit being healing. Just this rejuvenating experience, especially for like, men, you know, men, babies. But like sensitive men, particularly, you know, just as a way to tap back more in with women. And, yeah, that shit was crazy, dog. I'm following you everywhere. I appreciate you for everything. This shit's nuts. This shit's crazy. Oh God. Yeah, man. No, you really. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bro, you're more than welcome, bro. Let me tell you, man, you're more than welcome, bro. You made me so happy. I'm on my live right now for almost 3 hours. I think you're watching now, bro. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for watching the show, and thank you for being a man. Yes, men will need some sexual gratification. Yes, there are women that will have sex for money, and it is an establishment in the middle of Berlin, and everybody can go participate. They all can enjoy it. You can enjoy yourself. Men can have a spa dates. If your women can go get to their medi pedis and hair did and buttholes fucking bleached, whatever they do, men can go get a sauna and a gym and sex and become like a Roman, you know, just sit there and just be like. So it could be called debauchery, but at the same time, I call it sexual relief. It's a fucking beautiful thing, and that's sometimes what men need. And I'm so grateful that you're following me on everything. I'm there on Instagram. I'm there on Twitter. I'm there on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, like page Saints Addiction. You already know what time it is. Any of my pages, please, mostly Saints, just keep following. I'm building an empire, and I was brave enough to do it. Yeah, this is what it's going to take, guys. What an awesome message. I just got like 3, 4, 5 messages yesterday that were just like, you're my hero. You're a good man. All the things that I've done that I didn't tell her. You know what I mean? I didn't tell her that I had multi-million dollars coming. I even had Joe, when my buddy Joe called and I was talking to him about his sobriety, I always keep him sober and talk to him nicely. She was like, I can't believe you're helping another human being. I'm like, yeah, I have a lot of angels. My girl Lily, you know, I don't want to be suicidal, so I call her and I check on her and all that good stuff. So yeah, appreciate you so much, bro. Keep going. Damn, yes. I must be doing something right. Where she was trying to kill my confidence and kill me and my inner self, I have people that were reaching out and actually believing in me and giving me an opportunity to be myself and my true authentic self, not something that I was trying to hide from someone else or pretend that I was something else. I was just telling my truth and living in my light, man. I was like getting over an abortion, and I some sexual attention, and my friends recommended it from Finland, and they never been. I thought they had been. It was a miscommunication, but like, you got to go to the KK club, you got to go to Artemis. I had no fucking clue, bro. I didn't know what any of that stuff was, and most of us don't. So where is all the shorts I've been watching? Okay, here are the shorts. Okay, here's a girl right off the bat making fun of an abortion. This was fucking crazy, bro. This chick was fucking nuts. Come on. What did it just do? Come on, bitch. Do what I tell you to do.
Oh my god, guys. I'm freaking out.
I'm pregnant.
What am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do? What does she do? What do you think she does? What do you think she does? Come on, what are you gonna do?
Just kidding, I already scheduled the appointment.
I already scheduled the appointment, poured wine, and went and got an abortion. I'm what conservatives fear. What the fuck? Happy to kill a baby.
So this clip came from a Twitter account called Women Being Awful, and that sounds about right. And I'm not a traditional conservative, but I certainly can recognize evil when I see it.
Bro, No fucking way, dude. Kept it so 1000. Let's see these shorts. Where are the rest of the shorts? Let's go. Unveiling the essentials. Unveiling the essential role of hydration in essential health. That wasn't it. What? Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Allowing some time. Okay.
As a sixth grade teacher, standing at the head of her class, she asks her students, does anyone here have a story with a moral at the end? No one raises their hand. Right before she's about to tell her own story, a little boy raises his hand. Great.
Okay. Come on.
Jimmy, please tell the story. So he stands up and says, my dad told me this story. He said there was a little bird flying through the air, and it was very, very cold. In fact, it was so cold that its wings froze, and it fell from the sky. As it laid there in the field about to die,
A cow. Come on, cow.
owl came along and pooped right on top of that bird. At first, the bird thought, man, what luck I have. But then it quickly realized that the warmth from the poop was starting to defrost and save that bird's life. So
Shit on
in
him.
just joy, the bird started singing as loud as it could. Well,
Come on. Bird singing after it got
came
shit
a
on.
cat, discovered the bird and dug out the bird and ate the thing alive. The teacher jumps in and says, my God, what is the moral of this story? And the little boy says, well, my dad said, 1, not everyone that shits on you is your enemy. 2, not everyone that gets you out of shit is your friend. 3, when you're in deep shit, keep your mouth shut.
Damn! Shit's real, bro. That shit's so fucking real. It's not even funny. Come on. Give me my signal. Come on. Give it a signal. There we go. Not everybody gets you out of shit as your friend. 3 questions. 2 biggest reasons why narcissists will ghost you. Yay.
What are the 2 biggest reasons why a narcissist will ghost you? Number 1, they really don't care about you.
She don't
they
care.
don't care whether they get back to you or not.
Damn, bro. I'm gonna start doing the show in here
And
because I
also,
gotta
they want
charge
to
this
see if
phone.
you're thirsty for them. If you keep blowing up their phone, trying to get in touch with them, then they know that they have control over you and they can manipulate you. And number 2, probably the most common reason they ghost you is because they're with another supply. All
Yep.
right? They're with another supply.
Already new
so
boyfriend.
They can't pick up their phone because that other supply is around. So they'll try to get back to you the next day and, maybe give you an excuse. So they'll pretend like nothing ever happened, fell asleep, that they had to get back to you. A lot of them like to use the stupid. But if anybody ghosts you, you let them disappear permanently.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Come on. It's hard to do and my bed at the same time. Okay, let's see if I can. Because this one wants to die. I've been on the phone for almost 3 hours. So let me get something else. Hold tight. Get something else. We'll do this 3-hour show, bro. I want it to go. I wanted to learn. I wanted to grow. I want people to understand I did this research. I'm not just somebody that talks about it. I be about my life. You know what I mean? And it's important that you're about yours too. Let's see. What was the other ones that I've been looking at? Women's psychology. What could possibly go wrong? Facts. Fact requests.
If you do not want to get hurt further, do not, I say do not go to your narcissistic partner's family seeking support. They won't offer it. Why?
Mom's narcissistic too.
Narcissistic abuse is always a team sport. When we talk about narcissism, we only focus on one individual. What we forget to talk about is enablers. They're flying monkeys. They don't do it alone. They have a lot of minions supporting their abusive behaviors.
Wow. Not me, not it. Come on, connection. I'm trying to just log you in. It's just crazy. I'm learning. I wanted to flip through some of these that were just really potent. Here we go. This girl's really good about
I encourage
Come on.
you, if you think that you're dealing with a narcissist, to directly tell them that thing that you did, whatever it is, made me sad, and see what their reaction is. A narcissist will make themselves into the victim, or they will deflect in some way, get angry that you brought it up.
Yeah, I want
A
more
healthy
attention. Got
communicator
angry.
would say, I'm so sorry that I made you feel that way.
Right.
How can I make it right?
Right.
And is there anything that I can do to make
Right.
you feel more comfortable moving forward?
Right.
If the narcissist runs over you in their car, they're going to come to you and say, that was so devastating to me that I ran you over. Aren't you thinking about my needs? And you're like, you just ran me over in your car.
Right, bro.
They will then get mad at you for having any sort of negative emotions towards the event.
Wow.
Even if it's their fault, they will not take accountability.
Won't take
I
accountability.
encourage you, if you think that you're dealing with a narcissist, to directly tell them that thing that you did, whatever it is, made me sad.
Oh,
And
it's
see
doing
what
it
their
again.
Buddy,
Okay, it's doing it again. That was crazy. Let's see. Go here. Let me play another one. And then we got another 30 minutes and I'll play that one video and then I'll be done. I got shit to do today. I'm packing all day tomorrow and shit like that. Let's go.
it took me a long time to realize that not everything in life is meant to be a beautiful story. Not every person we feel something deep and moving with is meant to make a home within us, is meant to be a forever. Sometimes people come into our lives to teach us how to love. And sometimes people
Come on, signal. Come on, signal. Come on. Come on.
come into our lives to teach us how not to love, how not to settle, how not to shrink ourselves ever again.
Right? Learn lessons, sir. I saw you post it too, so I'm not shrinking nothing. Let's go. Get some more going here, and then I'll play home chick shit, and then we can get out of here. I got shit to do today. Shit to edit, things to do. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. There's one more I wanted to do. Let's see if I can find it real quick. While my internet's being a little bitch. Hopefully it can stay on so we can get this. Shit's acting crazy. I need to charge this phone. Come on, bitch. This is what's like living in Thailand in a bungalow when you're getting Wi-Fi from next door. You never get consistent Wi-Fi and it fucking sucks, but it's true, dude. A lot of research has been done. Your boy Saint, 2 hours, 36 minutes on this. I wanted to play this last 12-minute clip from Home Chick. She's so smart. Let me try turning off the Wi-Fi real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Connected. Perfect. Let's go. Let me just hop to that video. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Trying to get a signal. Trying to get a signal, y'all. Who's watching? Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna get on this case. Okay, here we go. My history. View all. There she is. Cool, cool, cool. There she is. Sometimes you're a narcissistic supply. Outsmart a narcissist. 3 things. Narcissist. I played the narcissist rebound relationship. The 3 things staying strong during no contact. Come on, man. Come on, I'm trying to play this. You're fucking up my show right now. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna play this and be done. The toxic narcissist in their weird second. There we go. Let's stay on live. Thank you guys for watching. Please check in. Tell me how old you are, where you're from, and I'll play you one more.
If someone tells you that they're a narcissist or a toxic
Lisa
person,
LeBlanc.
whether it's through their words, their actions, or their history, believe them. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that you can love them enough to heal them. Don't fool yourself into believing that you might be missing out on the greatest romance in the history of all time.
That's how I was feeling.
It's just not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen, dog.
If someone tells
That's it. So, you know, we build these walls in our head You know, we listen to toxic behavior. We let people say stupid shit to us. We believe it. And that's what I started doing. I started to believing the shit that she was telling me, started to believe that I was the bad person and I'm all wrong. And, you know, the number one type of women that will sabotage you, women that want to change you. You're not perfect enough. You're not enough. The things you did aren't right. I'm going to constantly come up with something to chew you out about. And you're just like, what the fuck am I doing with you, dude? Like, you're not happy. You're not making me happy. You're not fun. You know, all of a sudden, there's not as many compliments. Everything about it's all about you and what you got going on. And okay, detox from a female covert narcissist. How the female narcissist traps you. You're too sensitive. Is your relationship toxic? 10 subtle signs of a covert narcissist. So I'm going to do the 10 subtle signs. We're going to go through this real quick. I'll give you a
Covert
crash course.
narcissists tend to exhibit more subtle behaviors compared to their overt counterparts.
I would be the grandiose one. She would be the covert
really
one.
hard to identify their narcissistic tendencies and behaviors, especially in the beginning. So on top of the usual lack of empathy, sense of entitlement, and the need for admiration, there are some subtle behaviors that can reveal covert narcissism. I'm Lisa Blanc, and today I'm talking about 10 of the more subtle red flags that, when considered collectively and displayed over time, can indicate that you might be dealing with a covert narcissist. At the end of this video, I will tell you what I think are the 3 worst things that will happen to you as a result of a long-term romantic relationship with a covert narcissist.
Here we go.
Before we get started, I just want to mention
dodged
that
a bullet.
these traits and behaviors are not necessarily exclusive to narcissistic personality disorder, and that there are specific diagnostic criteria for NPD, which you can learn more about by clicking on the link above. Okay, so the first red flag when it comes to a covert narcissist is that they are almost always portraying themselves as the victim.
Yep.
And they
He hit me.
absolutely
Did you mention you hit me first?
cannot see their role in any
That
of
you
the recurring
stonewalled me?
problems or chaos in their lives.
That you create
All of their
chaos
exes
everywhere
are
you
horrible
go?
Stalkers.
Yep.
It's their
All
boss's
exes are
fault that they
stalkers.
keep losing their jobs.
They're all narcissists.
So they're always shifting blame, living in this fantasy world where they're never ever wrong, at fault, or responsible.
There you go.
So when someone
You killed the
adopts a
baby.
victim stance and mentality, it is a red flag.
Huge red
And
flag.
I'm not saying that someone who's been victimized is a narcissist. Most people on this planet have been victimized at some point along the way. So what I'm talking about here is someone who is almost always viewing themselves as being
The victim.
misunderstood,
They don't
mistreated,
understand me.
and violated.
He should have treated me better. He
They
has a
don't
psych
just have
degree.
one victim card. They have the whole deck.
Damn.
And not only are they always the victim, but it's as though they're in a competition to be the biggest victim.
Damn.
Oh, you got some problem? Well, just wait, because their problem is so much bigger and so much worse than yours.
My smoke. Here we go. Okay, it stopped. You can rewatch this later, fast forward it, whatever you gotta do, wave me, trade me. We all gotta do what we gotta do, right? So let's go.
And not, oh, you got some problem? Well, just wait, because their problem is so much bigger and so much worse than yours. Second red flag is casting you as their hero and savior. And this is a huge red flag, especially when you see it in combination with the first red flag. So when they position themselves as a victim and also cast you as being the only one who understands them and can rescue them, this hero savior dynamic, it might feel good at first. It might make you feel needed and valued. It might even give you a rush, a high, but it will quickly turn toxic. So when it comes to the covert narcissist, they might act meek and undeserving of you, very vulnerable. They might, put you on a pedestal, and they will try to make you believe that you are the only one who can save them. But again, this is a huge red flag that should never be ignored. Red flag number 3 is envy. Covert narcissists feel incredibly envious of others. When you share something positive
That I'm
about your
happy,
life, they may
things
act
are going
happy
good.
for you. But then they quickly dismiss your success or downplay your good news, maybe saying, "Oh, that's nice,"
I'm
in
getting
a
money,
shallow,
and then making it
condescending
about them
tone.
at the airport.
Or they may tell you that they know someone who did the same thing 10 times better or faster than you.
Sure, bet they did.
Comparing you to others is one of their favorite tactics that they use to deflate
Daniel
you.
treats me better.
And this is very
Bitch,
confusing
go.
because they often
Just
pretend to be your biggest cheerleader. And yet they are subtly doing things to discourage and devalue you at every turn.
Every turn.
Because they're so envious, they also tend to trash talk others in very subtle ways. Doing this by dropping hints, making ambiguous negative comments, or false accusations to undermine someone's
You're
reputation.
projecting. You got a
Again,
bad
the point
reputation
is
on the
to
island.
knock that person down in the eyes of others, which in some twisted way gives the narcissist a sense of superiority
Right.
and control over the narrative. The narcissist will do this to anyone that they're envious of, anyone that they feel inferior to or threatened by, including their so-called friends,
Soulmate.
family members, partners. It can be anyone. Flag number 4,
Janicky.
as much as covert
girl.
narcissists can be aggressive, their typical go-to tactic is to be passive aggressive.
Okay.
They are not able to express their needs in mature ways, and so they
Right.
often resort to childlike tactics. So
Stonewall.
instead of engaging in a productive conversation about the problem, the covert narcissist will use passive aggressive behavior to communicate their dissatisfaction. For example, let's say your girlfriend is upset that you didn't text first thing in the
You
morning.
didn't clean the bathroom.
Instead of directly asking you why you didn't text first thing in the morning like you usually do,
Yep. Acts like nothing's wrong.
she doesn't answer any of your calls all morning or all day. And when she finally answers, doesn't say anything about it, acts like there's
There you go. Reconnect. We're almost done with the show. Stop being a little bitch.
And when you go to pick her up, she deliberately makes you wait for a very long time. When you let her know that, you're going to lose the reservation if she doesn't hurry up,
Right.
you get sighs, eye rolls, and comments like, "Oh, I guess you don't like it when you have to wait." So another thing is that the covert narcissist often waits to retaliate or show their dissatisfaction.
Right. Showing the baby.
So instead of immediately and impulsively letting it out, they will serve up their revenge when you're least expecting it. To you, it seems
my
like it's
birthday.
coming out of left field,
Killed my
but for the
baby on my birthday.
narcissist, they have just been waiting for their moment. Red flag number 5 is attention seeking.
All the outfits.
Even though
all the
covert
cleavage.
narcissists are often introverted,
Right. She's the
they
INFJ.
still have a strong craving for attention
That's
and
why she did the
admiration.
modeling. She
They
did the
have
Fat
sneaky
Life.
ways
That's
of
why
getting
she did
it.
The OnlyFans.
For example, they
Sneaky
may
ways.
fish for compliments by putting themselves down. They may fabricate problems that require your constant
We have
focus.
thousands of pictures of you.
And even
tens
if
of
you
thousands of
manage to
pictures of
solve
you give them
every
outfits,
problem
you
they
buy
present to you,
special
it will never be
nipple
enough.
showing
They will
collars,
either come up with
pink
new
boots.
problems or
You're
criticize your
full on
solutions.
narcissistic.
You
Bending
can
over
give them the
Harleys with black
world,
outfits
but
and
they will
black
question
fucking high
why
heels.
you're not giving them the entire universe.
That's
So
attention
you need to
seeking.
understand that no matter how hard you try or how genuine your efforts or good your solutions are, it will never be good enough.
Yep.
They
You'll
will
never be good
constantly
enough.
change the goalposts
Yep.
so that you
Never
can
enough.
never attain
Mosquito
their
net,
standards.
not enough.
Because
Bathroom,
their
not clean
primary
enough.
goal is simply to keep your attention and energy focused on them and their problems.
Yeah, it was all about her. The Sarah
Number
Show.
6, fake empathy.
Ooh.
Covert narcissists are usually good at presenting as caring, virtuous.
Connect. Stop being a little bitch.
Covert narcissists are usually good at presenting as caring, virtuous, humble people. Actually
Jay,
seem to
I'm a
believe
super
that they
empath.
are actually empathetic. But the truth is, they struggle
What
to
about our
understand and connect with other people's emotions.
Yeah, what about my
So
emotions?
while they may
What about the way you
offer
made me feel when you had the
superficial
panic attack?
support,
You scared
and
me.
their words may sound like the right things to say,
And I still took
their
care of
true
you.
feelings
I still
and
showed you
intentions
empathy. I
are
still
not
showed you
sincere.
love.
So although they act like they care about what you're going through or what's going on in your life,
didn't even say
they're
sorry.
simply
When I
putting
told her
on
I
an
had an
act.
abortion,
Number
she didn't
7,
even say, I'm sorry that
covert
happened.
narcissists have
I noticed.
very fragile self-esteem.
Yep.
They may try to hide that behind some kind
That's
of
why you got
facade.
plastic surgery. If
They
you have
may try to act
self-esteem,
like
you
they've
won't
got
have
it
to
together
augment your
or
reality,
are
your
successful
body.
on
Go
some
into
levels.
painful surgeries
But
and spend all that money. You're
regardless,
fine just the
they
way you
are highly sensitive to criticism, rejection, and they will react with extreme
She did not like
defensiveness.
me
Number
fucking sleeping
8,
with someone else.
covert narcissists really excel at emotional manipulation
sure.
tactics, including gaslighting, which is a
Emotional
form of
manipulation
psychological
tactics. It's
manipulation
so you.
that makes you question your own perception of reality.
Right. Am I not empathetic?
They might
Am I a
distort the
narcissist?
facts,
Did I do all
revise
this?
history,
Yeah.
twist the narrative in an effort
He's
to make
abusive.
you doubt your memory
He's a
and your
narcissistic-
judgment.
he's toxic,
So this is
narcissistic,
to
abusive man. It's
undermine
all
your
him.
own confidence in your own
Wasn't
mind
me
and
the
make
other
it
times.
harder for you to, hold
Come
them
on.
accountable for anything.
Let's go
Number
backwards with
9,
that.
so
Let's
this
go.
is to undermine your own confidence in your own mind and make it harder for you to, hold them accountable for anything. Number 9, the covert narcissist has massive double standards. They set rules and boundaries that
The
are
double
only for
standards.
you. They're not
Bathroom's
applicable
gotta
to
be
them.
Sarah standards.
So, for
But
example,
your bathrooms aren't
they
Sarah
can be
standards.
late, like a half hour late,
You
but
know?
if you're 2 minutes late,
Get the
it's the
fuck
end of
outta
the
here.
world. They act as
You
though
got
they
taps,
have
but you're borrowing
no
money from your
awareness
friends?
that
You're
they
using other
are
men for
breaching
money?
the
You're knocking me
exact
for my
boundary
money
that they
situation?
set
You don't have any
and
money.
that they reamed
I
you
don't have
out
to
for
sell my
doing
body to get
just
money. I
yesterday.
created a business.
Number 10, you will feel their constant need for control over your everything. They
Don't
will
piss so
lash out
much.
either
Don't
aggressively,
spit.
passively,
Love you,
or
bro.
in
Thank
those
you.
also
Aw,
lovely
thanks, bro.
passive
Thank you
aggressive
for the
ways.
love.
And there will be unnecessary tension at every turn,
Jesus.
bossing, blaming,
Oh, man,
hostility,
so many.
and you will basically be
Awesome.
treated like an incompetent idiot that doesn't know a thing about
You don't know
anything.
damn shit.
After the love bombing
Sure.
stage, a covert narcissist typically turns into a big black cloud looming over your head, complaining, criticizing,
time.
and showing contempt towards you.
All the time.
It's as though they
They're not
hate
happy
you
people.
and just can't even
just not
stand
happy
the sight of
people.
you. Where you were once
Perfect.
perched high on that pedestal
I'm a soulmate.
as the hero,
Yeah.
now you're treated as inferior and unworthy.
Wow.
And yes, there may still be a few good times, but these good times will be
Rare.
replaced with chaos,
Lot of
control,
chaos, drama.
and confusion.
Yep.
In my opinion, the
You're
three
with me, you're
worst
going off
things
with
that
someone.
happen to you when you stay in a long-term romantic relationship with a narcissist are: 1, you will lose your sense of self.
Who am I?
Within
Am I really as bad as she
months,
makes it?
years, whatever,
3 months. She
you
fucked up my whole
are
life.
so
January,
focused
February,
on
March.
pleasing and appeasing the
I lost
narcissist
myself.
that you will totally
Going
lose touch
shopping
with
for
who you
fucking
are,
sheets.
what you want, what you like, what you
Scrubbing the
need,
fucking bathroom
and so on.
twice. It was
Number
never
2,
enough.
you will likely experience a deep and overwhelming sense of failure.
My
When
baby's
involved with a narcissist, they
couldn't
initially
pull off the
lure you in by
relationship.
revealing their vulnerable side
Right.
and casting you as their
I'm
hero,
not the hero anymore.
getting
I'm
you
a zero.
completely
You get
committed
nothing.
to the very special mission of rescuing them.
Right.
But as time passes, you will realize that this truly is mission impossible.
Damn.
But they believed
Mission
in you,
Impossible.
thought you were the special one,
Yeah.
their savior. How could you
Yeah.
fail them like this?
Yeah.
The narcissist will make you feel so guilty and responsible for them, eliciting this intense feeling
I
of
can't fix you.
obligation
What I didn't
and
create.
a
I'm not
profound
your
sense of
psychologist.
personal failure. Number 3, once you realize that the person you fell in love with was an illusion, you
Acceptance.
will feel incredibly deceived and like you wasted precious years of your life
Just 3
that you
months.
can't get back.
I'll never get it back. I'll
Again,
never get
it's
my baby
important to
back.
remember that these behaviors should be considered in the context of a consistent pattern of symptoms and behavior over time and across contexts. As much as the covert narcissist is skilled at masking their narcissistic
you never
traits in
be
the
able to tell.
beginning
I
of the
didn't know.
relationship, they will soon show their true colors.
Please don't ignore it.
Please don't ignore the reality of your situation. And if you need help dealing with a narcissist or getting out of a narcissistic relationship, reach out to a therapist in your
I
area.
did.
If you like this,
Yes. Yes, also true, dude. Being all 10 red flags were hit. I didn't know, you guys. That's why I'm doing a 3-hour show. It's just an explanation. I'm over this chick. She's never coming back. She killed my baby. That's a definitive cut, red line, hard line, being abusive with me, gaslighting me, ignoring me, stonewalling me, love bombing me, and then disappearing. I'm your soulmate, but next month it's a new dude. Before that, it was the other dude that got the love, and he got some pussy too. And before that, it was the other dude, and he was the mistress, and she committed an abortion with him too. It is too much, bro. It is not my job to take care of you and your mental state. It is your job to take care of you and your mental state. Let me see here, this guy. I'm not a psychologist. It's not my job. And a lot of people try to make you their psychologist or their hero, or it's your job. If you're perfect enough, if you can pass snuff, love you, bro. Thanks, dude. Yeah, bro. All love, man. Like I said, I was just on live, and I shouted you out. Hopefully, you got to see that. Enjoy Berlin. I'm sure you will love Germany. I know I did. There's a lot of art things going around. If you want some advice, I'll give you some. That's what Travel by Saints is for. If you don't mind, go follow Travel by Saints on Instagram. Mostly Saints, Saints brand, Saints Addiction, if you don't mind. And follow some of my pages. I really appreciate it. That's what I do, dude. I just keep hustling, put my message out there, reach, preach, and teach every day. I get up every morning, do the morning marijuana motivation. It's the morning motivation. If you get anything out of this, do like, share, and subscribe, bro. Go ahead and make comments below. You even doing what you did, I caught it, is tremendous, bro. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for engaging. That's what breaks the algorithm. Super appreciate you. Thank you for the love. All love, bro. Keep shining. Keep following. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. You never know when you put something out there where it's going to land. And that's this show, folks. I got 3 minutes to end 3 hours and just digress all of this. You know, it's been a hell of a 3 months, you know, January, February, March. I did not expect it. I told myself I didn't want love coming back on this island. I was starting to I found Michelle, and I already told my mom I found someone. And then I was already hooking up with a girl on New Year's, swear I was going to be her husband. That lasted 2 days. And this other chick, she lasted 2 days before that shit failed too. So it was just air apparent to me that this chick wasn't it. Just like she said, we're on different planets. I already knew it. I'm like, I'm not from a poly planet. I want a girl that only wants me and wants to go roll off on a motorcycle with me and wants to dance with me and ask me to dance and make love to me all day and no one else, or ever leave me, or ever disrespect me, or ever make fun of me, or ever degrade me, or try to say it's never enough. You're chasing your tail, bro. If you're in these kind of relationships, there's so many women in the sea, bro. There's got to be somebody that loves you just the right way, and so same for her too. But all of us have childhood trauma. All of us have a degree of narcissism, and all of us have to be responsible and accountable for our actions. It's just that. So you don't want this kind of flashback, don't become a dominatrix. If you don't want this kind of clapback, don't commit abortions without explaining or telling someone or even letting them know. And by the way, you're always going to be who you are. Wherever you go, there you are, in your mind, in your life. You can't change these things, and that just makes it unright, or it makes it just life. Kismet. Such is life. C'est la vie. You're going to be in it, just like me. And soon enough, it's all going to be over. So 6 months of being in the sunshine and jungle, I'm healthy, I'm happy. I finally got my sense of self back. It's taken a minute, but man alive, it's been a hell of a journey. I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson about me creating my own boundaries. I learned a lesson about my own childhood trauma and how I react in stressful situations. And I've also learned how to walk away, which I did many times before she attacked me, and I'm proud of myself for that. So no, I didn't hit her. Even she was like, what are you going to do, hit me? No, I'm not your ex-boyfriend. There's no guns to the head. There's no locking you in a closet. I might try to restrain you and keep you from kicking me in the crotch and trying to fight me. But no one tried to hit you, and you did what you did, and it's unforgivable. It's disgusting. And there's people out there that do sick shit, bro. They're doing sick shit sexually. They're sick in the mind, and they don't mind if they hurt anybody. And I'm over here sad about it, that I even hurt her, and this is going to hurt her some more. But you need to feel that hurt, Sarah. You need to feel that pain. Now, stop trying to use other dudes. Stop trying to make someone else your hero. Be the own hero in your own story. I'm saying this to everybody. And come save your own day. That's your morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, like, share, and subscribe below. But more importantly, comment. How did you deal with it? What did you interpret? What hit home? All of that. And that's my show. Peace and love. And as always, Chigatan. That means goodbye, but not forever. See you later. See you on the other side. The other side of fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world. Peace. Killing this show.